Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Well, greetings, ladies, gentlemen, days, and gays. It's your boy, Chris Avalon, and welcome to Unfiltered, the most unapologetic, opinionated, messiest, and sassiest talk show currently on the internet. Now, Chris Avalon Unfiltered is a show where we dive deep into today's hot topics in entertainment, pop culture, and sometimes we get a little political. So grab yourselves a drink, a snack, a blunt, whatever, get y'all situations, going and all that good stuff, and let's get into this old gig together as a family, bitch. Now, before we sit onto these latest trending topics, don't forget to do yourselves a favor and click that like button down below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And also be sure to follow all my social media platforms, which you will see throughout the show as well. And, we are TV NSFW because I tend to cuss a lot. It's hard for me to talk and not cuss. To curb the mouth. That's why we call it unfiltered. So I could hide behind the cussations and things. But, thank you all for tuning in. We definitely got a lot of topics to get to today. We're definitely going to be talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. Child, I'm sick of this bitch already, but it's a lot going on. So I did go on the TikTok and I left my little, quick video because once that shit broke, I was like, ooh, I got to jump on and do my little video real quick so that way I can get out there and put, what I need to say out there. But now that we've got a little more information and everything that's been happening throughout the week, I got my overall assessment. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about DJ Envy and this whole 40 million Ponzi scheme. We're going to talk about 50 Cent not doubling down on his thoughts regarding Diddy possibly having something to do with the murder of Tupac. Also, Azealia Banks is weighing in. She's saying she is shading, say that 10 times fast, not only Diddy, but Carisha herself, Miss Young Miami. Also, we're going to talk about Cardi B saying she doesn't expect artists that she collaborates with to pick a side. And so I got thoughts on that. Plus, we got tea on Nene Leakes. We got tea on Troye Sivan. We got some stuff on another drag race queen has come out as transgender, and a whole lot more. So, without further ado, let's get into the first topic, which is, we're a couple of weeks away from Halloween, but we already got some Halloween news. So, I am a huge horror movie fan, as y'all know. I've done a segment on this show every now and again called Carnage Candy, but we got one topic. There's been stories going around for the past couple weeks, and I think we did a story on this a couple of weeks ago that Malek Akkad was looking for a home for Halloween after he did his 3-part deal with Blumhouse with the Halloween trilogy, Halloween 2018, then Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, and I know left the fans divided, but I don't know what has left fans divided more, David Gordon Green's Halloween franchise or his Exorcist movie, which from what I've heard, a lot of people said that it's a horrible movie. They hate the decisions he was making. A lot of people were really going back and forth on it. I've been on the social media and Twitter, and a lot of people that I follow where they are hardcore horror movie fans, and they appreciate and love the lore of a lot of these iconic IPs. They've been overtly critical of the films, but they've been neutral in a lot of their beliefs and stuff. But there have been people who will go online and will be like, oh, what? So you don't like the movie because it had a black girl in it and they were doing African magic, or you didn't like it because they had this thing? So a lot of people always try to, in my opinion, what irritates me is that how people like to weaponize woke gender differences or cultural differences as a reason why someone says that they didn't like a movie. And it's like, no, that's not what I said. The reason why I didn't like the movie is because the writers and everybody is making these decisions with these characters and stuff that just did not make sense. Or you have the character of Chris, played by Ellen Bernstein, who you bring into this film, and why is she there again? What significant role she played? If she felt shoehorned in rather than she earned the right to be in this film. You're playing fan service, which I sometimes could be a little tricky trying to pull that off. But nevertheless, it's not about The Exorcist. But the only reason why I brought that up is because David Gordon Green did both movies. Did that movie and the Halloween franchise. And there were decisions that David Gordon Green made with the Michael Myers character that did not sit well with a lot of people, particularly in Halloween Ends, where they basically sidelined him throughout the whole movie. Like they sidelined Jamie Lee Curtis in the bed all damn day in the hospital in Halloween Kills, while he was hacking everybody the fuck up just so he can go back to his whole stomping ground that he grew up in 19. What was it, when he was 6 years old? What was it, in the 50s? And then he goes back there in 1978, and then he comes back again in 20, I guess, because it was the same night, Halloween and Halloween Kills. But anyway, now comes word, because they were with Blumhouse, and a lot of people felt divided about it. Now we're hearing that Miramax has secured rights to, and Malika Akkad's Trancas International Films have basically was shopping around the rights, and it ended up at Miramax. So, according to Deadline, it says that Miramax Television has signed a wide-ranging deal with Trancas to develop and co-produce a Halloween TV series, which also includes a first-look agreement on other television projects for the international marketplace. The new Halloween series is envisioned to potentially launch a cinematic universe spanning film and television. Miramax head of global TV, Mark Helwig, will be overseeing the franchise creatively in close collaboration with Akkad. Now, the pact marks a new chapter in Miramax and Trancas' partnership on the Halloween franchise. Trancas most recently produced a successful Halloween feature trilogy for Miramax and Blumhouse, directed by David Gordon Green, saying, and I quote, "We couldn't be more excited to bring Halloween to TV." This is what Helwig said. "We are thrilled to expand our long and successful partnership with Trancas and the brilliant Malik Akkad, in introducing this iconic franchise to a new form of storytelling and a new generation of fans." Well, I'm wondering, and I'm curious as to what exactly they're going to do. They've done 13 different movies. It started out in 1978. And then, the main focus has been on Michael Myers, and they've come up with so many different iterations of like the Thorn thing, and he's supernatural. And now, the more you kill him and you go at him and you bring this evil towards him, the stronger he gets. Like that was a theme in Evil Dies Tonight and all that mess that was in this film. I will say this. I thoroughly enjoyed David Gordon Green's Halloween. I loved the 2018 one. I thought it was like a really cool, successful requel to the original film. Although I did like Halloween 2 as well. Once again, Laurie was sidelined in the hospital wearing a bad wig on her damn head because it took place the same night as the original Halloween, but she cut all her hair off. But I guess that was the best wig they could find at the time in 81. Or was it 1980? Whatever. The fact of the matter was, they made the movie. She had wore a bad wig, but I liked the movie. I loved the film when she spent the whole night in the hospital. Michael basically was just going from getting shot 6 times out the damn window to tracking her down at was it Smith's Grove? Or what was it called? Haddonfield. I think it was Haddonfield Memorial Hospital, I believe. And then the whole thing continues with that. So I like those. And then I actually didn't mind David Gordon Green's film. I actually didn't mind Halloween Ends. I know that's a controversial thing to say, but the reality is that with Halloween Ends, I kind of like the whole idea of like, okay, maybe they should have explored more of you pass the essence of evil on. Like evil is contagious. You pass it from one person to another. But I feel like there was a lot of ideas, but the execution for that whole story wasn't there. I feel like if you're gonna do something play into Halloween Ends, what messed that whole situation up was the Corey character didn't earn the audience trust to be like, okay, now he just came out of nowhere. If he was introduced in some sort of way in Halloween Kills, then I feel like that would have been more believable. Like, remember the scene in Halloween 2018 when they did that whole big tracking shot of Michael going down the street and the kids are going trick-or-treating, and he goes into the lady's house, which I think was and she was kind of looked to resemble Mrs. Elrod from Halloween 2, and he goes into the backyard, like into her yard, he grabs the hammer, goes into the house, beats her to death with it, kills the woman. Then he's going through, then you see the tracker shot going through the house. Everybody's like, oh my God, please don't kill the baby. And then he goes and walks past the baby, leaves the front door, walks down the street, and then you see the black couple who you end up seeing later on in Halloween Kills. He murders when the dumb bitch jumps out the window. But this is the scene when they was in the car, and Kyle Richards was all putting a bunch of bricks in a damn pillowcase. And then he goes into the car and he kills the nurse from the original movie, because her stupid ass was just shooting like a fucking lunatic and not aiming correctly. So bitch ran out of bullets and he stabbed her to death in the front seat. And then the black dude trying to strangle him with his stethoscope thingy, and then he goes and gets stabbed. And I'm like, do you not know how to fight? Like, what are y'all doing? There was a lot of dumb decisions they did. But the point of the matter is, we got to see them in the original film, so that it led up to, okay, so now what happened to them? Because we got a piece of them in the original. In the previous film, now we get to see them in this film. I don't feel like that Corey earned all of that situation to be doing what he did in that movie. So I think that's what messed it up. It was a cool idea. And if you want to do that in a one-off, hence is where I'm going to get around. You know, it took me a minute to get there. Hence what I want to get around to this TV show. The TV show idea, I feel like needs to be some sort of, either going to tell a one-off story that lasts a season like an anthology. I cannot see a series lasting multiple years centered on Michael Myers. First of all, the boy don't talk. So how you going to do a movie with somebody who's mute and a murderer just going around stabbing people? How do you make that interesting? For how many episodes? Y'all going to do 8 to 10 episodes a season? Because I don't see y'all doing like a Law and Order like it's a 22 to 24 episode season. Y'all going to wear that shit out real quick. So I don't know how you could do a Halloween series centered on Michael Myers and make it interesting. Because quiet as it's kept, you know, I know that we got a Friday the 13th series coming out with Peacock, where they're talking about, it's called Crystal Lake, and it's going to go back to, I guess, the early days of Jason. I'm curious to see how that works out. We also have Chucky, which started because, you know, they only filmed 4 episodes. So they're like, what, maybe an episode or 2 in already? So half the season's already here and about to be done in 2 more weeks. So probably by the end of the damn month, the show's going to be over. Until this damn writer's strike is over. So, we'll say all that to say, I don't know how y'all gonna make that interesting if y'all do it around Michael Myers. If you're gonna do Michael Myers, leave him off with the movies. I feel like if you're gonna do a TV series, it should be more of an anthology. Call it Halloween, but you have each season is something centered around the Halloween season or something have to do with Halloween, and then you could just do a one-off, tell a whole story, new cast, characters, that sort of thing. So I feel like that's the only way that's going to work. I can't see a multiple episode season of a show centered on Michael Myers, because that kind of would get a little redundant at a certain point. Just like Chucky. I don't feel like the show kind of is, it was a great first season. Second season, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I have not seen the third season yet, so I don't know. I'm going to get around to it eventually. But season 2 kind of was like hit or miss for me in a lot of situations. So trying to keep that interesting is definitely going to be an interesting debate or an interesting thing that's to come. But good luck to y'all. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But, you know, as a fan of Halloween, y'all got to really make that series interesting. And can we get Friday the 13th back up and running? Speaking of which, I just saw a fan-made film called Never Hike Alone Part 2, which, remember the actor, I forget, Tom Matthews, I believe his name was, who played Tommy, I was about to say Tommy Doyle. Tommy Doyle's in Halloween. Tommy Jarvis. Where we basically get to see him, he's a paramedic now, and then he goes head-to-head with Jason in this one. If y'all want to see that, it's a fan-made film. It's on YouTube. Definitely check that out. I watched it last night because they dropped it last night on Friday the 13th. Go figure. See, this is where we should have had a new Friday the 13th movie drop on Friday the 13th. It's been like almost 13 years since we had a proper Friday the 13th movie. So they need to figure out how to work out that whole IP with Jason, speaking of Michael Myers. Like, y'all need to work out the whole situation, how we get Jason back on the big screen. Because that was a pretty good fan film, and we're seeing characters from Friday the 13th Part 6 made a appearance. Even remember the cop that was locked in the cell? See, that's why, because Jason didn't get his ass, he survived. Because when they locked when Tommy and Megan locked that other cop, the one that goes, wherever the red dot goes, you bang. Remember his iconic line? He's in the fan-made film too, which was cool to see. Like a little nostalgia. How they brought somebody from the two characters from Friday the 13th Part 6 and put them in the fan film. So we had the cop who's now the big the sheriff. So he got a promotion because I guess he was the only sole survivor back then. made an appearance in the film, and then he got to say his iconic line too when he went up against Jason. So definitely check that out on YouTube. It's called Never Hike Alone too. Yeah. So moving right along, let's talk about the lady of the hour, which is pop icon Madonna, bitch, because she just got finished performing the opening show of her celebration tour. So the show is, it came and went for the night. She's got 5 more shows to go in London at the O2 Arena. Yeah, because she has 6 sold out shows there, which is amazing feat within itself. And I have to say this: so many people have been talking so much shit about Madonna, counting her out. Oh, she's this, she's that, she's old, retired, washed up, so on and so forth. But bitch, let me tell you this: what I just saw on social media from all the clips, even Graham Norton was there tonight, and he was posting clips and stuff all over social media. Bitch, I'm gagged, and I'm gooped, I am gagged, and I cannot wait to see this show. And hey, Victor Yates, he's in the building. I'm looking forward to seeing this show when it drops. Comes to New York. Well, it's going to be in New York actually in December, but she's not doing Madison Square Garden. I think she's doing the Barclays Center. She's going to be in Brooklyn. But January is when she's going to be doing like Madison Square Garden and Center. So that's what I'll be seeing. I'll be seeing her, I think, January 29th. So I got to wait 3 more damn months to see Madonna in concert. But yes, I've been watching a lot of the clips on Twitter because, I try to avoid it, but it's hard. I had somebody even put me in a group thing. Excuse me. They put me in a group, like a group chat on Facebook where, what is it? Oh, so it's showing spoilers from the damn tour. And I'm seeing all the videos and all this, that, and the third, and I'm like, oh, it's cute or whatever. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. She's playing a lot of the hits. A lot of people are upset that a couple of their favorite songs didn't make the cut. But hello, she's been making music for 40 years. How are you going to fit 40 years of music into a show? I'd be performing for like 8 hours, and bitch, that's a regular work shift. You cannot sing for that damn long and not lose your voice. Then I heard that people were bitching and moaning about, oh, is she singing live? And she don't eat a dick, number one. Here's what irritates me, especially about American snobs or people who don't sing. I personally don't give a fuck if someone sings or doesn't sing. We put so much validation on, is it live singing? Is it this? Is she not doing this? And then I had somebody, oh, is she gonna be, she's not dancing like she used to. She's 65 years old. Are you expecting her to get up there and start? Look, Beyonce is 40 damn too and ain't dancing like she used to. Them feet ain't giving what needs to be given from back in the day. And I feel like at a certain point, people like Beyonce and people like Madonna and them, they've given y'all all of who they are. They are proven who they are as icons and as legends and as performers. They don't need to be doing all that shit. If I was Madonna age, do you think I'm gonna be up there having people like throwing me around and somersaults and flip? I ain't doing that shit. Especially if I'm gonna be singing for 3 hours and doing a 75 or toward almost 80 freaking shows. I'm not doing that shit. Fuck out of here. When y'all get up there and y'all actually rehearse and do all that other shit and know what it takes to put on a show, then you do that with your show. But whatever. They said, so Robert says London is an abbreviated version. She cut 3 full songs due to strict UK curfew. So I guess what it is that I guess depending on the location, she's going to be giving pieces of the show. She's not going to give the full show. So I guess in America, when she come over here, she'll be giving us the full show. Because I don't think there's a curfew when it comes to New York. Like, we'll probably be there for 4 damn hours. I don't care. First of all, our trains run all goddamn night. So we're good. Over in New York, our subways literally run 24/7. I remember at one point they entertained the idea of cutting off the trains at a certain point. That lasts about 2 seconds. I think they was doing that around the times of COVID. because they had to clean the subways. But since then, it's like, no, our trains run all freaking night. Sometimes the trains take a little long to get there, depending on where you live. Now, if you live in Harlem and all them other places, the areas where all the uppity white folks is living, them trains definitely gonna be coming, nonstop. But if you going out to Queens or whatever, the F train will probably take 30 minutes to get there. I see how y'all be running y'all subways and shit. So, I don't think New York necessarily has a curfew. Our clubs and bars stay open till 4 a.m. So we'll be good over here when that show comes out here. And I think January 29th is like a Monday or a Tuesday or something, which is fine with me because I'm not going to work the next day. But anyway, to get into this thing, it basically says that Madonna will be joined on stage by 4 of her children, most likely David Banda, Mercy, twins Stella and Astaire. First of all, okay, so for what I've seen so far, I have not seen David Banda. If y'all have seen him, let me know. But I have seen Mercy. Mercy was playing the piano while Madonna was singing one of her songs. Robert, you can tell me which song it was because I don't remember off the top of my head. And Stella actually was voguing at one point during the show, and then you had Lourdes, who actually today is her 27th birthday. She was born on the 14th of October. So it's funny how her mother posted. Oh, okay. So David was dressed as Michael Jackson on stage. Mercy played the piano during Bad Girl, which sidebar, the fans were ecstatic over the fact that Madonna did that song because she hasn't done that song in 100 years. And I do love that song, by the way. I love the song. I love the video where she basically was being a hot ass mess and Christopher Walken was the Grim Reaper. Yes, bitch, that was my video back in the day. I think I think they released that on VHS or something or another, and I think I bought it, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so yeah, then you had Stella on stage who was pop dipping and spinning, honey. And you had Lourdes and her mother, Madonna, holding up tens and doing all that other stuff. Stella, I love you there. I don't want to read the kids, but you was a little late getting that leg up. So I'd have if I was a lecturer, I would have gave your ass an 8. You wasn't getting no full 10. But you know what? Stella is giving me Blue Ivy during My Power, My Power, My Power. When she do that damn song, where she was a little slow with the choreography in the beginning, and then by the time we got to the third leg of the show, meaning the third act, down the road when it was getting towards like the end of the road of the Renaissance tour, you couldn't tell about Blue Ivy shit when she was on that stage. Miss Mamas was giving everything, so she finally loosened up. So I'm sure that next you're gonna be seeing we're gonna have Stella going from dancing like Blue Ivy to Honey Balenciaga with her voguing moves by the end of the tour. That's what she's gonna be giving us Leomi, doing 360s and shit on stage. So they said that she's supposed to perform 40 songs, and it's what Stuart Price was saying, who worked with her on the Confessions tour. He's worked with her since the Drowned World tour, as her music director. He basically said the greatest hit doesn't have to be a song. It could be a wardrobe, it could be a video or a statement. So it's not just about getting up there and singing them songs all day long, the greatest hits. And, I'm just going to get up here and I'm just going to sing the songs, give you costumes, and that's it. She's not giving you half-ass like a Janet Jackson. She's giving you a full-on experience in so many different ways. And was that a read of Janet? It might be, because I feel like Janet has gotten relatively lazy when it comes to her on-stage performances and this, that, and the third. So I need Janet to step her pussy up. Even though I did watch an interview with Troye Sivan said that Janet is the blueprint, because, he went and saw her on stage and she changed his life in regards of like performances and etc. I'm like, okay, sis, if you like it, I love it. But regardless of all that, to wrap all this up, it says that basically what the show is going to include is that 4 decades of Madonna's greatest hits for her 13th tour, 1 extraordinary drag queen. It says that she's going to be traveling with 3 mobile gyms, 8 humidifiers in her dressing room, and 3 physical therapists for the run of her shows. So if I was in Madonna's state, I would definitely be walking around with physical therapist too. I saw she had the knee brace on early on her left leg. And she threw shade at Cher too, which I had to point out earlier. And then I've been seeing the clips because two people that I know performed it. I'm also gonna need to hit up a friend of mine, Joseph, because he actually flew out to London to see the show opening night. I saw he actually messaged me and told me this like a couple of days ago that he's going to be heading out to London. Did I lie to production said something in the comments? We'll have that conversation on camera. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so he told me that he was going out to London and he was going to go see the show. And then he's been kind of, he hasn't really said much of anything about it. I guess he's probably still processing it. But all I know from like recently when I last saw his last post, because he did like one of my comments that I wrote, he said that he was out at a bar in London and it was kind of comparing the prices out there when they drink to ours. Talking about that they paid more. He said that he was paying $17 for 2 drinks. And they pay like a $3 door fee where they be charging you the other way around $17 damn to get in the damn bar in New York. They overprice every fucking thing out here. Y'all get on my nerves with this goddamn inflation. So with Joy Behar be going on the views about inflation's down and Joe Biden and we got new jobs and shit. I'm like, girl, what planet you on? Because that ain't the true tea. What you out here spewing? Just like y'all not spewing the true tea about what's going on over with Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians. But we're gonna have that conversation for. Well, if y'all been following me on social media, y'all pretty much know where I stand with that whole situation and my opinions on it. I just wish that, and she did make mention of that tonight too on the show, but she was talking about the stuff that's been going on and with Palestine and Gaza and that whole stuff that's going on, and a lot of the craziness that's going on in the Middle East at the moment, and how the Palestinians and the Israelis are the sacrificial lambs for these crazy extremists and the government. How they're the catalysts all the bad. I know a lot of people probably gonna get mad. Oh, Madonna's being political. She's always been that fucking way. You do. It's like what somebody said the other day that they took issue with. There was some I forget what it was, and they were making mention about how. Oh, people was always putting politics in music and politics in this. And I'm like, art has always been political. Where have y'all been? Like, if you pay attention to certain movies, if you pay attention to certain TV shows, if you pay attention to a lot of artists, they're political. Bob Marley was political. Tupac Shakur, who we're about to talk about in a couple of topics, was very soon, right? Probably right after this story, has been political. Who else? John Lennon has been political in a lot of his stuff. Madonna's been political in her stuff. The Beatles, have they really been political? Or was it that you had John Lennon and then you had Paul McCartney, who were more political as solo artists than they were as part of the band? So, they've always been musicians who have used their platform to speak out against the establishment or things that are affecting us in the world. So I don't know why people want to act. Why you want to put politics in the music? I just want to listen to the music. Oh no, you want to be cut off from reality. That's what you want. And if you want to be cut off from reality, then you go find those safe bitches that will give you that. But you can't tell somebody how to project their art to you. So I say all this to say, I'm excited for the this tour. If you want to read the list of what to expect on the celebration tour, you can definitely go to my website, chrisavalon.com, and read a story where it features over 40 songs and numerous looks spanning 4 decades, and that's there. And I have the set list. So she opens with Nothing Really Matters, and based off of For Now, she closes with Celebration and Music. Or music is the closing song. But like Robert stated before, that the set list had to be cut short because of the time. And then also, I should point this out. They did say Madonna started on time. She was not late to the stage. She actually she made it on time. Maybe that has to do with the fact that there's no band. And that's another thing too. I'm glad that came up because I need to bring that up too. People have a problem with her not having a band on stage. Well, you're supposed to be a musician. You should have a band. Says who? First of all, Madonna is not the lead singer of a rock group. She's not in a band. She was when she was back in the day. She was in a band called The Breakfast Club. Speaking of which, we're going to be talking about them too in this show. But she is not part of a band. It is not a requirement for an artist to have a full band on stage. They don't need it. A lot of times they don't. I went to see a Broadway play, and I told you about this on the show called Here Lies Love, and I love using this as an example because I didn't see how this was going to work either. But the way they have their set up, and y'all seen like when I posted on social media, the videos and all the other stuff when I've shown y'all what it looks like. The way that place is set up, they have like the seats and everything where everybody can sit up, but I was on the floor because for some reason I love being on the floor when it comes to shows. So I was on the floor. But the cool thing was they have a stage that moves. So it's like you have people on the floor with you, the crew, that are moving the audience around as they move the stage and shape, for the actors to come out. And the actors like Conrad Gamora and Jose Lama and the rest of the cast, who I love the fact they got 2 gay men as a lead and 2 Filipino gay men, mind you, who are married, unfortunately, as the lead of a play. A good Broadway play. And the music is, is done by Dave Byrne and Fatboy Slim. So they have something to do with a lot of the music. So the long story short, they're performing to a track. There is no band. Where can you put them if you have this kind of setup? And so you have the actors that come out and they sing to a track, which is like it's a pop artist. Pop artists do that. They sing the tracks. And they come out and the mic is on, they're singing live, but they're singing to a track. I don't know why people make it a big, it's like people who don't know music or do music professionally are the most critical of what singers and artists do with their art. And it's like, y'all don't even understand audio and audio engineering, singing, performance stuff, but y'all the most critical when it comes to what people should and shouldn't be doing with their music. That baffles me. But as somebody who's studied music, who's played and done music and this, that, and the third, it's like, I don't see it as an issue. As long as they singing live, I don't give a fuck. And I don't even mind too much anymore people lip sync. I'm like, as long as you get up there and you give me a good show, I don't care if you lip sync your show. Now, if you're going to half-ass it, like if you're going to give me Sexy Red at the BET Hip Hop Awards, and you talking about that bitch ate and she didn't, doing that lazy-ass two-step, I said, they're going to find out her ass pregnant. But we're not going to blame no baby that we ain't know about as no excuse as to why your performance was a hot-ass mess. So, it just goes to show to say, to wrap this up, because I know I went on for a long time, but look, it's a lot that came out. There's a brand new thing, especially with Madonna and everything. She is still the undisputed queen of pop. At 65, she still gives a phenomenal show, phenomenal performance. And yes, thank you for reminding me, because I almost forgot. Prior to the show starting, it's been a big week. So it's Lola's birthday and then today. And then you also had Rocco, who had his art exhibit out in London, because that's where he lives. So, Madonna was out there supporting. And I have to say, Rocco is immensely talented. If I could find out how much his artwork costs, I will buy me some. But knowing him, he probably gonna overprice some shit like his mother overpriced them damn concert tickets. But I'm gonna have to look into that. But Rocco was immensely talented. I saw his whole family was there. He was, Madonna was there to support. His sister Lola was there. There's a lot of great pictures with them. And then I saw David was there. So the whole family was there to support. I didn't see Guy. Maybe he can't be in the same room as Madonna because allegedly he cheated on her back in the day. But yeah, so they were all there. They went and supported this, that, and the third. It was great to see her support her son. Madonna's always been very much in the lives of her kids, even though at one point, Rocco and Madonna had a rocky relationship at one point. But it's good to see that, they've finally found a middle ground and that they're, it's great that they're back together and they have like a great connection again. Because, if you see that clip of Lourdes that I posted earlier from I'm Gonna Tell You a Secret, she was like, that's my mom. I miss her and I want her back. She was like, That ain't Rocco mama, that's my mom. Yeah, so this is the picture right here. And I was like, they look great. I remember I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he said, I don't know if I should say this, but Rocco is cute. And I'm like, he's like, I can't say it because I remember him when he was little. And it was like, yeah, I said the same thing. Like, you remember Rocco when he was a kid, and he's this little old thing in the pool and chopping up the bushes with a sword and doing all kinds of, like, he was just full of energy and just crazy, like being a kid. And so how do you reconcile that? That it's like, okay, so you remember him when he was like maybe like 4 or 5 years old or 6. I don't know how old he was, and I'm going to tell you a secret. But he was a little old thing, and then next thing you know, he's like, what, 24 now? And then it's like, well, damn, I can't, should I be saying this? Like, I feel like a pedophile. But then on the other hand, it's like, he's an adult. Same thing I felt when I seen Ross Lynch in that damn Troye Sivan video, which we're gonna say that for later. We're gonna talk about that when I talk about Troye Sivan. But I was like, But I seen Ross Lynch, I was like, can I be looking at this little boy like that? Like, I remember you from Austin and Alley. But anyway, so good luck, Madonna. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the tour. I'm looking forward to seeing like more stuff coming out from this. And look, in a way, I have to say, it was probably a good thing that they postponed this. Everything happens for a reason. That's how I always look at things in life. And I feel like maybe this all had to happen because I feel like if Madonna was on tour and if Taylor was on tour and Beyonce was on tour, they would have all been trying to fight for attention with their tours. So Beyonce and Taylor Swift had their little thing, and they were able to just kind of like have the, Team Renaissance over here and Team Eras over there. And they squashed, everybody trying to start a beef with them two. But they squashed all that when Beyonce showed up at the Eras, movie premiere, which I hear like is sold out all over at the AMCs or whatever. So I'm glad that y'all liking that. And then Beyonce got hers coming out in December at a bunch of other theaters. So it's gonna be at the Regal, it's gonna be at the AMC and a bunch of other places. And Madonna, if she would have did her tour, it was like, damn, they would all been trying to fight for attention. So in a way, I'm glad. It's like Beyonce in her tour like maybe a week or two ago. Taylor Swift now taking over movie theaters and saving the movie theater market because they still ain't come up with a fucking deal because Netflix being assholes and holding out. Chris Sarandon, you getting on my goddamn root canal nerve with what y'all doing over there. Like, come to a resolution. Because you and Apple, no, not Apple, it was you and Amazon, y'all can hold out because y'all got other ways of making y'all coin. But the Disneys and the Paramounts and all those, they're the ones that's suffering because they're trying to get shit up and running and they can't because they actors can't get around you being a damn asshole and walking out of rooms because you don't want them to get a percentage off the subscribers. Because that's what they're asking for now. They're asking for a percentage of the people who subscribe to to Netflix. They want a percentage of that. That'll be sent to the SAG, and then they spread it out to everybody. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Robert says, I got a plan because Pink's tour is barely mentioned. And you're right, you just reminded me. And I've heard Pink's show's been sold out. And Pink has been I've been seeing clips of Pink all over social media. And people have been talking about how it's a great show. I have a couple of friends who went to the Pink show. I wanted to go see Pink. But I'm just sitting there like, there was so many tours happening this year. I had to figure where I was going to put my money. It's like, I'm about to see Slater in 2 weeks. I saw Fever Ray. I wanted to go see, oh my God, what's her damn name? The one that did the, Jessie Ware. I wanted to see her. Both shows in New York are sold out. And I think that's the same week I believe it's the same week as the Slater concert, but it's like on a Monday and a Tuesday. Child, I would have had to take the whole week off of work if I was going on them damn But yeah, but Pink had a great show. I've been seeing all the videos on social media, and friends of mine have been recording videos that they were there and what's about how great the show is. And Pink has always been the ugly stepchild. She never gets the respect and the accolades and the flowers that she deserves. She puts on one hell of a show. And she's from my age, she's of my generation of making music. Her, Usher, all of them. And y'all stay trying to be disrespectful to them. So, yeah, good luck to you, girl. And good luck, Pink. And she about to go, isn't she about to wrap up that Carnival tour and start another tour? But I think it's around the Trust Fall album. But anyway, so let's get into this heifer. I think I was kind of avoiding talking about her. Let's talk about Jada Pinkett, girl. Can we give her to the Libras since her birthday is closer to Libra than Virgo? Because I don't want her to be a part of my sign. Like, I feel like we have so many amazing Virgos in our situation, like Idris Elba. Oh no, y'all can have DJ Envy too. You got Idris Elba. We got Taraji P Henson. We got Michael Jackson. We got Salma Hayek and Keanu Reeves. We got Beyonce. We got Pink. Who else? There's so many amazing Virgos. Oh, and now we got Tyler Perry. But we don't want Jada. Like, she is, first of all, she's got the worst, she exudes the worst attributes of a Virgo. The sociopathic, mean, just nasty, real vindictive, selfish, all about herself. Like, those are the parts of us that I will admit, those are the parts of us that I don't particularly care for, that we get, but when we get petty, bitch, clear the room. Please clear the room. Oh Lord, not Charlie Sheen. Not Charlie Sheen. Speaking of which, did y'all hear the tea about, and you brought that up, we'll get back to Jada in a second, but did y'all hear the tea about Denise Richards and her daughter, Sammy, are doing an OnlyFans video together? They alluded to that on well, Denise did. And people was dragging her for that. And rightfully so. First of all, I'm not doing no OnlyFans of my damn child. I would just expect that, okay, I mean, hope that my parent would love me and be like, okay, so now if I had to break the news, be like, sorry, mommy and daddy, but yeah, I got an OnlyFans and I do sexual content because, first of all, these regular jobs or whatever we do ain't paying the fucking bills and I need money right now. Like, actors are on strike. I can't do this, that, and the third. I don't know when my next income is coming. I could work a regular job, but I ain't gonna be like Lana Del Rey and be a damn waitress, even though I got multi-billions of dollars. And y'all gonna catch me out there in these streets and talk shit about me. So yes, I'm gonna do sex. I'm gonna do some sex work, and y'all can be mad about it. It's the world's oldest profession, and we need to stop looking down upon hookers and sex workers. So yeah, when I heard that, I'm like, bitch, are you out your mind? What drugs are you on? Like, I would not be doing. I mean, first of all, I know it's a lot to co-sign your child doing OnlyFans, but to do something with them, like, it's giving incest. And they ain't revealed what exactly they're gonna be doing. I'm sure somebody will tell us, but I don't want to see none of that. Well, that's true. So what are they gonna be doing? Showing feet? But that is true. So Victor's like, everybody doesn't perform sexual acts off OnlyFans. But I'm not doing no suggestive sexual shit. I'm not doing no bikini Maxim magazine type shots with my child for no damn OnlyFans. Or like, playing the Swedish man. Oh yeah, you want to play with my tits? Yeah, come darling. You want to play with my pussy? Like, we're not doing none of that. Not on no damn OnlyFans. And meanwhile, you sit there beating your dick to that shit. Oh yeah, they doing the Baywatch slow mo. We doing the Baywatch slow mo. They could be be running, walking in bathing suits. Oh, I was like, yeah, it could be that. Yeah, they'll do the whole Baywatch slow mo. It's like they're running and the hair is flowing and they're in bikinis and their tits. Well, Denise, the one with the titties. I seen Sammy. That girl ain't got nothing down there. She look a little bony for me. But then again, I'm not into the vagina. So y'all like it, I love it. But anyway, so that was a sidebar because, you know, the whole thing with Charlie Sheen was brought up. But anyway, let's get into this mess. So Pinkett Smith, you know, she revealed, which I don't know why anybody's shocked, that she and Will Smith haven't been together for 7 years, that they've basically been living separate lives. Then production, you know, I have a group chat. I have many group chats. And it's getting kind of difficult because it's like certain things you want to put in certain group chats, you don't want to put it all in certain things. But anyway, so I have a group chat with my producer and his partner who used to produce my radio show, the Chris Avalon show back in the day. And he sent me this clip of the Pinkett and the Pinkett, Jada and Will throughout the years, and now he was all in with the act. Oh, loving up on Jada. And Jada like, or when they would kiss, it would like be one of those. I'm like, are y'all even touching lips? Like it was like you just like let's see the lip touch the lip. Ooh, that ain't no fucking kiss. Shit. So you try to show some goddamn affection. She looking like she disgusted. But Will try to give an Academy Award winning performance every time he on the red carpet. It's like, bitch, did you forget you an actress too? Like, eat it up. Eat it up, eat it up, eat it up. That's what you should be doing. Let me call this bitch. I don't know why that song is popping back. But just eat it up. Pretend like y'all love each other. And keep it moving. She couldn't even do that. Like, she had to be a real Virgo and show y'all, I'm going to keep it real on this red goddamn carpet. I'm not even going to fake like I'm in love with this man. I believe she was in love with August Alsina. Now, I don't know how you go and hunching on your son. No, this is not the Drag Race child. But how you hunching on your son's friend? And then y'all get mad because August was spilling tea about their situation. So the real gag is that Jada was sloppy with her mess. Because if she was real about her shit, she would have figured out a way to keep August Alsina quiet while they was fucking. See, Will Smith is smart. He got his girlfriend on the side, the little Spanish girl. What's her name? Because I wrote it down. Hold on, because I was like, I think her name was Heidi De La Rosa. He been seeing that girl for eons. He fly out this place, she fly out there. It's all on the Instagram. Like, if you follow the peoples, they like to leave the breadcrumbs. So Will Smith got his little girlfriend. Then there's been tea and stuff, and she talked about it in an interview, I believe, with one of the magazines. I can't remember, but she was talking about how she was asked about the rumors of Will is gay. I don't know nothing about that. Yeah, okay, sis. Just like you ain't know. Just like you expected us to believe that whole situation that happened at the Oscars where he said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, was a skit. You rolled your eyes. Will sat there and laughed at the joke. He wasn't going to defend you, but then he saw your eye roll. Then he remember, oh yeah, we supposed to be pretending we still in a relationship. We not separated. We still got to put on the performance. So now I got to cuss you out on camera, and I got to smack you up in the white people place known as the Oscars. Because that ain't our shit. That's the white people shit. So according to Radar Online, it said Pinkett Smith continued to dig herself a hole by spilling secrets about her separation from Will Smith. This time saying she was shocked by the Chris Rock Oscar slap felt around the world, but not for the reason you might think. When Will shouted, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, she was surprised because they had been secretly separated for years and no longer called each other husband and wife. But she seemed to forget that, yes, y'all may have been surprised. Y'all may have been all this other stuff. But the reality is, we didn't know. Y'all still supposed to be keeping up appearances. Y'all still supposed to be pretending that y'all are married. Because we didn't know y'all was separated. That you had your little August house, you was getting that little 22-year-old dick on the side, and now his boy done jumped over and got himself some penis his damn self. Yeah, we saw the ending of what's that show? The Surreal Life, where he declared his love for another man. The boy pretty too. I was like, oof. He went from Jada boyish looking ass to a whole nigga with a dick. But anyway, Izzy's, oh, hey, Chris. But anyway, so she said, first of all, I'm really shocked because, mind you, I'm not there. We haven't called each other husband and wife in a long time. This is what she told. I'm like, hold on, I hope you're not eating this bullshit up. So I'm like, what's going on right now? Keep my wife's name out your mouth? I'm really worried for it because I don't know what's going on. Now, here's the thing about Virgos. We can play dumb, but we're not stupid. We like to play up the dumbness every now and again. But we know what the true tea is. She's full of shit. I'm not buying nothing this lady say. Not even the fact that she out here talking about she got alopecia. I've seen people fucking alopecia. This bitch got a whole eye full of eyebrows, eyelashes, and then I look at her hair. I don't see no spots. And the hair's not drawn on you, not wearing no wigs. So she's full of crap. She always looked like an elfling from the fucking Dark Crystal. So I don't know why she want to act brand new, goddamn new. Oh, I'm alopecia. You must have it between your fucking legs because it looked like you got a whole bunch of hair on the top of your head. She full of shit. That's why I say, and I've never known Virgos to lie. Like we will sit, we'll pretend like some shit ain't what it is. But me personally, I do not like to lie because it's hard to keep up with the truth, and it's hard to keep up with my lies. The picture was like when Will shouted, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." Jada was looking around to see who was Will's wife. Probably was, but it didn't look like she was. First of all, she rolled her eyes. People were saying that she egged him on, but now it gives a whole layer. It's like, but why did he behave this way? I'm thinking, and I believe I've said this before. I truly believe that he reacted that way. There must have been something that happened between them two in the car ride on the way to the Oscars red carpet. I believe they got into a fight. Some shit went down. He wanted to beat the shit out of her, but he remembered that's a fucking woman right there. I can't propose on her. And then I did see the tweet earlier. I don't know if it was a joke. I'm hoping it was a joke. But it looked like it came from OJ, and it said, at Will Smith, hit me up. Like, that's funny. I said, ooh, you messy. Well, y'all got that with OJ trying to hit up Will Smith to help him out. But but then again, it probably could have came from him because it was like OJ still talking about Ron and Nicole after all these years. But then the gag was, it said that Jada is telling all about the family secrets during the promo tour, that it's deeply affecting her children. Now let's talk about that, because I feel like that's the true story right there. It says that that Jada talking about the strained marriage between her and Will is allegedly taking a terrible toll on the kids, with daughter Willow speaking on a mysterious condition and son Jaden sparking his own health fears. This is according to Radar Online too. Now, Willow and Jaden are both extremely fragile right now and clearly traumatized by their parents' behavior to the point where they're acting out. This is what a snitch spilled to the National Enquirer. The Smiths' marriage had been ongoing slow-motion train wreck even before Will's infamous Oscar smackdown of Chris Rock in the 2022 ceremony. Jada in particular has been roasted on social media for her destructively candid comments about cheating on Will and the revelation she never wanted to marry him in the first place. Saying people are sick and tired of Jada's two-faced lies and airing dirty laundry while grinding Will into the ground. It seems to be having an adverse effect on the kids as well. Now, single Willow, who's 22, recently shocked fans when she posted an image of a cartoon character lying in a hospital bed with an IV drip writing, "Every time I act nonchalant, my condition worsens." On the previous day, she shouted, "You either quit or keep going, they both hurt." Willow is humiliated by the public way her parents have destroyed their marriage and each other. She's crying out for attention, causing fear of her well-being. A week later, Jaden, who's 25, who admits to using psychedelic drugs, raised a red flag when he posted a photo of himself with paramedics in the background carrying medical bags, saying their kids are sending these twisted SOS calls for help. People are pointing the finger of blame at Jada and Will for letting this happen. And this all comes up because, look, y'all wanted these kids to have the freedom. Oh, we're going to let them just be and express themselves. No, kids need structure and discipline. And the fact of the matter is that if Jada never wanted to marry Will because she consistently, any chance she gets, brings up Tupac. Tupac been dead for over 2 decades, bitch. Move the fuck on. And I heard somebody say earlier, which was a cackle for me. They're saying like Jada keep talking, she's making me wish that her ass got caught at the end to set it off. When I read that, I had a cackle. I was like, ooh, bitch. I was like, I forgot Stoney from the Bronx got away with every damn thing and the money. And got on the bus to Mexico because that cop shot her damn brother. So he let her go. He's like, oh, I owe you. No, Stoney ass should have got caught. It should have been Frankie that got away. What is the procedure when you got a gun to your head? Frankie was my girl, though. Shout out to Vivica. But, yeah, she also said that, then she said this dumb shit. Talking about the reaction about the alopecia joke. She said, I did that eye roll not so much for me, and I think it's really important, but the fact that there could be a jab at alopecia. Girl, you was not thinking about no damn people. You was thinking about yourself and how that read, apparently you didn't like being joked about. And my thing is, Chris Rock is a comedian. His job is to roast people. She is not a victim in this. Like, people should be allowed to tell their jokes or whatever the case is. And speaking of which, Chris Rock has something to say about this too. He wants Jada to keep his name out her damn mouth. So we could wrap this up. Oh yeah, and I forgot, we have a clip of them throughout the years, but we're gonna get to that in a second. But I do want to read this quote from Chris Rock before we get to the clip of, Jada and Will over the years and all other stuff. It said that because, when she brought up the comedian had asked her out on a date when she was married to the Men in Black. So I was like, girl, why are you bringing all this shit? You telling everybody business, but you look like you trying to not take any accountability for your part and shit. And I really hope that in this book, because I don't know, I didn't see the whole copy interview, but I really hope in this book that she reveals the whole August Alsina entanglement and what she was going through, why she decided to put her 50-year-old puss on some young boy. And when it comes to little boys, they just have, they always trying to impress the older women. They always trying to get up in there and try to get in with them older women. These young boys, they be so happy when they could bag an older woman, because then it's like, oh, I'm young and I'm, you're young and supple. You got this older woman who's at her peak sexual, her sexual peak, and could throw it on you because she know what she doing in the bedroom. She been around the block many a times, like with the wisdom and being older, and you're young and you got that strong meat. And after a while, you get tired of that same old dick over and over. That's why I'll tell y'all, I don't understand how a lot of y'all could do the whole long committed marriage and relationships. Get tired of fucking the same person after a while. My rule is I've never fucked someone more than twice. I would have said once, but I have gone back a couple of times to some people when the sex has been good. I'm like, oh, let me revisit that again. So I've done maybe 2 or 3 more times from the first time. And then it's like, okay, I'm a little bored. I got to move on. There's always something young, fresh, and new around the corner. So when y'all be in these relationships, y'all be unhappy. But anyway, let's get to the Chris Rock thing. So he said Chris has said his piece on the entire Will Smith slap, but now with these new revelations from Jada that her and Will have been living separate lives, it is just another WTF moment in the whole saga from the past 2 years between Chris, her, and Will. This is what a source told Daily Mail on Friday. It said Chris hates that she keeps bringing it up and bringing up the other revelations about Chris asking her on a date and all of that. He is a relatively private person and was just getting to a point, where people may have started to move on. But now it's back in the limelight, and it's just frustrating that everything is coming back to the forefront. And they said that Chris is over it and would actually love for her to keep his name out her damn mouth. And you want to know something? I'm with Chris on this, because we were ready to move on from the Oscar slap, all the other dramatics, the whole we moved on. I felt like once Chris Rock said his piece in that horrible ass fucking Netflix special, because that shit was not funny at all, but Chris had his peak. Now it's like he's a veteran in the game. He don't have to try as hard to be funny anymore. But he said his piece in that stand-up special. Now she won't bring that shit up because she need a book to sell, because nobody's talking about Jada Pinkett. Now it's going to get to a point like Will's going to have to figure, how do you rehabilitate your situation after all this? How do you come back from this? Because now it's like once the strikes is over, now Will's trying to get back to getting his career back on track because of people still coming on him about the whole Oscar slap. So when it's time to go out and promote movies that he has in the works, he's supposed to be, whenever they finish this whole this actor strike, he's supposed to work on a sequel to I Am Legend. He's supposed to do another Bad Boys movie. Like when he starts doing that, and then once it comes around to promoting these films, then what? Now he's got to defend this shit. And I'm not saying he's innocent in all this, because you sat there and was acting all passive while this lady was out here while fucking red table talk and saying all this foolishness, embarrassing you. And then, like I said in my TikTok video, a friend of mine pointed this out to me. He said that he kind of saw that it was trouble in paradise because there was an episode where they did of the show, the red table talk, where Will popped up on the show and he was driving to the house. And he said, that was weird. Why would you be driving in a car to your house, do an interview with your wife, about y'all marriage or whatever the case was. And he on TV crying and this, that, and the third. Y'all acting like y'all still married, but y'all been living separate lives around that time. And this was in 2020. So he said he found it was odd. Why would you? And then when Willow was, because you know she was part of Red Table Talk, she was so happy to see her father. So he was like, something just wasn't right there. And so now I'm looking at it as like, you know what? So you sit up in here with this Red Table Talk like you was on this high damn horse trying to give everybody advice, but you was full of shit the whole damn time. Now I think the reason why people are mad, because people was asking, why are they not going so hard on Jada? Because they feel like they've been duped and they've been lied to. And a lot of us in media have been trying to tell y'all this shit. And they've even told y'all that their relationship was whatever it was. Y'all didn't want to hear it because y'all put Will and Jada on this Black marriage goals pedestal that you didn't want to see what they were showing you, that their marriage was unorthodox. So now that she literally had to say it out her mouth for y'all to hear it, and now it's in a book and it's been promoted all over the media, now y'all want to be mad. But she told y'all from the beginning. They said that they were kind of giving each other the freedom to do whatever it was that they were going to be doing. So there's going to be a whole lot more. I'm sure we're going to be hearing about this. I don't know if I'll have the energy to muster to keep talking about this relationship because I'm over the both of them. I'll still watch Jada, you know, and stuff. You know, I love Demon Knight. I'm not going to not watch the movie because she's in it. I love Demon Knight. I love Set It Off. I love Jason's Lyric. I love A Different World. I love all the things that Jada has been in. I love The Matrix. But I just don't like Jada Pinkett Smith as a person, based off of what I've been seeing on, you know, in the media and how she's, you know what? She embodies a lot of the abilities of a sociopath and all these other things. Why don't Andy Cohen ask her to be on the Housewives of Beverly Hills? Get her on there. I mean, y'all tried Cherie and she ain't worked. Even though I don't know if she'll be coming back. Get her on, yeah, get her on a season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She could be, I'm sure she knows Garcelle. Like, have them do some type of because she could use the attention. She could use a little messiness. She like all that, apparently. So get her on the Housewives. She'll fit right in with the rest of them crazy-ass broads on there. So before we move on to this next topic, because this is probably like a 30-minute topic that we went on, because it was a lot that I didn't know what I was going to say regarding this whole Will and Jada situation, but child, the universe sometimes it just shines on the forehead and it just regurgitates out the mouth. And there it was. I said, but anyway, let's play this clip of Will and Jada throughout the years, and then we'll go on to our next messy topic.
Oh, wow. I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped. Got me rooting for Massa. Hit him again, Massa. Humble down. Hit him again. Nobody's picking on this bitch. She started the
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
And April Jones, I can't wait to see you in the... Keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. I said, keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth.
Threw it up in the air, it would turn into sunshine.
Crotch, this will hopefully be your year. We love you. Thank you for all the years of joy you've brought us. Thank you. We can't wait for more Red Table Talk and more entanglements and no more entanglements. No more entanglements.
But I'm sure we'll hear some more stuff coming out of it. Now, speaking of, let's go from, I was saying, am I unmuted? Yes, we are. So now we can continue. Now, from one messy vertigo to another, let's talk about DJ Envy. So, there's been some stuff coming out about the Breakfast Club co-host DJ Envy, you know, being caught up in some $40 million Ponzi scheme. Well, he felt the need this week of all weeks to address the allegations on the Breakfast Club, which he was advised against by Charlemagne, but he just kept going. Because, you know, sometimes when it comes to us Virgos, when we in a mood and when we get mad about some shit, it is hard for us to shut the fuck up. And his birthday is the day after mine. I was born September 2nd. He was born September 3rd. But so for weeks, rumors have been swirling that the Breakfast Club host DJ Envy has been promoting a real estate venture of a friend, Cesar Pina, that was a straight up Ponzi scheme. Now, in addition to promoting the business on his popular radio show, Envy and Pina did seminars together about flipping properties in worn-down parts of New Jersey. Now, according to various news sources, including NBC New York, which is where I saw the video, by the way, because my girl Sarah Wallace, who used to be on Eyewitness News, she now is on NBC doing, I think back in the day, Sarah Wallace used to do 7 on Your Side. Now she's on the I-Team on NBC. So she did a whole expose on the situation, and I feel now because the white media and NBC, now the New York mainstream news shows are picking up the story, this is where he felt the need to address the situation. So they said that basically that the pair would convince someone to invest in distressed properties that would be renovated and flipped for money. In return, that person would receive 30% of the profits. Multiple folks would invest but never received anything in return. Now, before we get to the, he did speak out about the allegations. Let's play this clip that we have about the whole DJ Envy Ponzi scheme ordeal. So. Oh no. That was the wrong one. That was Maluma, girl.
Envy.
Flippin' and J.
Even as lawsuits began mounting by investors who claimed they were ripped off by Caesar for hundreds of thousands of dollars in a real estate venture involving distressed New Jersey properties, not a word from Envy on the air until the I-Team interviewed multiple alleged victims who say they bought in because of the reputation of the radio host.
DJ Envy absolutely is equally to blame. He is on a major platform, which is not only in New York, but across the United States.
Envy on his show, now denying any involvement in Caesar's real estate deals.
Now, Caesar, if he took money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But for anybody to say I was involved, that's so...
It happens, production. It's like, my bad. Look, it's a live show. Shit happens. But yeah, he said a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, he said, because I have his quote here, because I like to come with all the receipts. He said, Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reasons why I did the seminars because I wanted to uplift my community. I wanted to teach my community about real estate, things that I didn't know when I was first buying my first home. I wanted to teach our community about investing and in generational wealth. So I did these seminars and brought industry professionals to all these seminars. That's what I wanted to do for my people. Now, Caesar, if he took my money, I wasn't privy to it, nor did I even know. But according to the I-Team video, they were trying to say that DJ said Envy said he got money taken. Now, if you said now, he said if he took my money, I wasn't privy to it. But then you accuse him of taking your money. So is it an if or did he do it? So it basically said, but I do understand how people feel if they did give him money. Because I gave him a lot of money that I didn't see a dollar of return. But for anybody to say I was involved, that is totally not true. I would never. I've been on radio close to 30 years and never in my 30 years did a time that I do nothing but try to uplift people, and I would never take a dollar from somebody. He also concluded by saying, if you read the court documents, Caesar wrote an affidavit that said that DJ Envy had no knowledge of me investing people's money. He wasn't there. He wasn't part of those conversations. He wasn't even nowhere in those meetings. Those are documents that is out there. So if we're going to talk about truth, let's talk about the truth. And then Massimo D'Angelo, Envy's lawyer, stated that Envy is a victim, just like the other alleged victims are in connection with the scam. He is contending daily with cases that are being filed improperly against him. But here's the gag. Now, if this is in fact true, where you're saying that you were duped into all this money and this, that, and the third, I'm like, So at what point were you not going to address this to your audience? And then on top of that, here's the thing. Unfortunately, we live in a society where if celebrities get behind, we live in a society of celebrities and branding and putting their name on things, even if they ain't had nothing to do with making it or whatever. They just slap their name on some shit and be like, "Oh yeah, I drink that liquor," or "I endorse this product," and y'all go out and buy it, and then the artists, and then they just collecting a check, ain't really for what they for. But there's certain people out there who's like, if it doesn't do well with my brand or whatever, I'm not going to get behind it. It's like when I did Joe's Paradise. When I was doing stuff with them, and the shampoo and this, that, and the third, I was using their products. So I'm not just going to come up on here and put out a product and give y'all the commercial and this, that, and the third when I'm not behind the product. And they paid me money to endorse it, and I did. But I was up in here washing my hair with the shampoos and the conditioners, and that shit was working lovely. And y'all should definitely still use it if you want. But I say all this to say is that if you're going to get involved with something, you talk about real estate and uplifting your people and this, that, and the third, it's like, wouldn't you have been, and as a businessman, been doing your homework to be like, okay, so this man is legit. He knows what he's doing. Did he have the right paperwork, the permits, and the contractors and this, that, and the third? Because it don't take 30 days to flip a house. This is not HGTV where they be flipping them houses real quick. Or what's the show that used to come on ABC with the dude with the spiky hair, and they would turn around and move that bus and all that other mess, like Extreme Makeover. This is not one of those shows where they have a great team of people where it's like they could flip a house in like a week and then y'all all move in and then y'all stuck with that high ass bill. That's a whole nother story. I remember that tease from that show. But when you're doing these type of shows, whatever, or when you get involved in these type of things, it's like you would expect a person like a DJ Envy, because you would think that he's a legit dude. You listen to his show every morning with him and Charlamagne, so you feel like you know the people. When quiet as it's kept, we don't know any of these fucking celebrities. We just know based off of what they give us in the second and third. This is why, as people also, before y'all invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in anything, because a celebrity is endorsing it, y'all need to do y'all homework and make sure that you know about this guy and what he's capable of. Because when I heard that, and everybody deserves a second chance and stuff in life, that Caesar has had a history of criminal thievery and activities and things. So this is not just one day he decided to wake up and turn into Bernie Madoff. Like, this is something that he has done before to other people and went to jail for it. So I don't understand that how you do things and then you repeat the same behavior. Like, some people, I guess, are just dumb. Like, y'all really think that y'all could just get away with it? And with Ponzi schemes, child, people don't get away with that. Allegedly. So yeah, I be forgetting some to say allegedly. So production has to remind me. Allegedly. Yes, so alleged. So I don't know. I mean, look, at the end of the day, like Charlamagne said, let your lawyers handle it. Let people say what they're going to say, because the court of public opinion is not the opinion. But we tend to have too much of that where the courts believe, or not even the courts, the people believe that what they say is what it is. And they don't know shit about attorneys, lawyers, anything that has to do with the law. So, and we just shut the fuck up. I know you want to speak out or whatever. Let the lawyers handle, let all the paperwork and everything be done the way it needs to be done. Let the courts handle what needs to be handled. Once the shit is put behind you, then you can come out and say your piece and do what needs to be done. But this shit, keep your mouth closed. So that's all I got to say on it. But I'll definitely be keeping a track of this. But funny enough, it was like, yeah, I had heard about this whole Ponzi scheme thing months ago. But I was like, I don't care or whatever. But now that it's gained so much traction, I was like, yeah, we got to talk about it. Because I was hearing a lot from people that I know, black media and all that stuff were mentioning it. He had nothing to say. But now that it's gotten too big for him to sweep under the dirt and keep under the carpet, now you got to address it. But now it just came across as very much like a hit dog will holler type of situation. That's kind of like what it felt like to me. So good luck, Envy, because you're going to need it. Speaking of which, now let's get down to another messy situation, which is 50 Cent, who is not doubling down because he is standing firm in his belief that Diddy had rap legend Tupac unalived. Now, shout out to hot new hip hop for this story. 50 Cent has been going pretty hard on Diddy for the past week or so. Firstly, he came out with a bizarre statement about he would never go to a party hosted by the music mogul, which we talked about a couple of weeks ago, where basically he was going in on Diddy saying that Ninja will hug you from the front and the back at the same time. If you talking about, I mean, if you into that, you into that, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying this ain't my mother effing kind of party. I am uncomfortable. I think I belong in the girls' bathroom. Well, I always like to say, doth we protest a little too much, because 50 Cent always gave me, Miss Honey Teas. And I've heard stories about Miss 50 Cent, Miss Curtis, allegedly, that he liked to hunch men, allegedly, as well. And I've heard this from various sources. So you want to come out here and talk about Diddy likes to hunch dudes, which I'm sure he does. I think he get a little bisexual. He a little fluid in his sexual orientation, but I guess when you've been around in this industry long enough, you've seen and done enough. Pussy ain't enough for a lot of these men that be out here, especially in these positions of power. So 50 out here making his little comments, this, that, and the third. But yeah, he was out here talking about Tupac and this, that, and the third. And I was also I was watching a video. What was it? Oh, DJ Vlad was on the Breakfast Club. And I have to say, 50 Cent has been talking about this for years. Like, this wasn't just like the other week, like he's doing a concert, all of a sudden he just had his revelation. He trolled Diddy on this, but he has made comments. I think even Eminem said something about this a bunch of years ago in his song or whatever the case was. So there's always kind of been this rumor floating around that Diddy may have had something to do with it. And I believe Charlamagne asked him during his interview when Brother Love was throwing that album ain't nobody listening to. He basically asked him, he said, "Oh, we don't entertain such nonsense." And I think also Mace talked about that on his podcast. See, now it's all time that Mace was talking about how the night that Biggie was killed, he was trapped in his hotel room. There was like 50 bloods in the hallway, and he needed to call security. He said 70. Bloods was in the hallway, I guess, looking to beat somebody's ass or whatever the case, but I guess beat up anybody from Bad Boy. And he had to have a security guard from the hotel come and take him out. I don't think it was 70. I think it may have been 10, in my opinion, but people exaggerate. And I actually believe that Mace knows where the bodies is buried. I believe something shocking happened to him. I believe something on the sexual front happened to him. Something crazy between him and Diddy happened where he's got that shit bottled down, allegedly, and is taking that to his grave, or he's like letting little breadcrumbs out here and there. And I do believe in the next couple of years, all the tea is going to come out. But do I think Diddy may have had something to do with Biggie's Biggie, well, we could drop Biggie in that too, because the word on the curb was that Keefe D said that the one that got arrested recently for the murder of of Tupac, he said that Diddy and Faith knew about the whole Biggie situation. So, with him ended up dead, and the whole, well, not Biggie, Tupac, that they both knew. Because remember, at one point, Faith was hunching Tupac and denied it. But girl, if you could fuck Stevie J, I believe you had sex with him. So yeah, we have a clip for this story. So let's roll that clip and we'll come right back. I told you we clip heavy today.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about puffing. You saw that? Clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that kind of shit. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the shit I be saying. I said crazy shit in my mouth for no reason. No reason. Oh wait, maybe I said that shit about brother because he got Tupac killed. I thought it was for no reason because I just doing that. All the crazy shit that I see online, right?
Okay, so we back. I was trying to do work behind the camera while I was playing, but anyway, so but yeah, there was a TikTok story that I had posted where, you know, that KVD basically implicates Diddy and said Faith Evans knew and the whole situation about what's going on with that. He said, I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that clip. I gotta stop doing that kind of ish. I've been talking to a therapist, you know, and said all that other mess. And I don't know. Do I think that he may have had something to do with, like, I think that Diddy knows something. I also believe Suge knows something. And they're not speaking because there's this whole code of conduct situation that goes on about snitching and this, that, and the third. And, you know, KVD said that there was a whole thing where it was like, Diddy wanted to pay $1 million to have Tupac killed because, you know, it was the whole East Coast, West Coast thing that was going on at the time. You know, the streets was hot. Anybody from the East Coast stepped foot over in LA, it was just, you know, the gangs was out there ready to, like, take motherfathers out. And that's just how it was in those days. So the streets was hot. And I don't think it would be just like, oh, Diddy saw the financials in the whole situation. It was like, oh, trying to hype it up like some Don King type shit. I don't think that's what it was. I think a lot of times, a lot of these artists get too caught up in that whole gangster life because it was very prominent in the 90s that sometimes shit goes too far. And now we lost two big potential legends in the music game. Like Tupac was a legend, Biggie was a legend, has so much potential, and now they ended up dead over some bullshit that was going on in this shady ass industry called music. So good luck to you. And also, if y'all want to know like the more details about the whole situation, I would say watch DJ Vlad's interview that he just did with The Breakfast Club, where he was actually broke it down. Because I don't agree when they would say, oh, well, that he should get a Peabody Award, he should be congratulated because he's the one that cracked the case of the whole murder. And I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, us people who are content creators, interviewers, journalists, whatever you want to call it, our position is to provide a space, like I did a couple of weeks ago with the Daniel McGarrigle interview. We provide a space for people to come on and say what they're going to say. We don't get to control the narrative. We don't get to control the situation. We ask the question. You can answer it however you feel fit to answer the question. Now, whatever comes out of that interview, that's not due to me. That's due to the person saying how much they want to say. So I don't feel like that people like a Vlad, myself, a Tamron Hall, whoever, a Oprah, should be given accolades because they say, oh, well, you cracked the case. I didn't crack shit. All I did was provide you the platform. This person felt the need to say all they need to say. And Keefe was not just going on this show, his show, and speaking on whatever was going on with the case. He was going a lot of places and running his damn mouth. So do we give credit to all these other people as well? So I was like, we got to stop giving those people the credit. It said, we provide you the platform, we provide you the space to say what you're going to say, but we don't control what you're going to say out your mouth. It's up to you to say what you're going to say. That's all. So, speaking of which, 50 Cent ain't the only one going in on Mr. Combs, on Puffy, as Wendy Williams would always call him. Azealia Banks got something to say about him too. You know, she always talking about, standing grown folk business. But girl, where that music? But you know, she went scorched earth of the music industry. Ain't nobody fucking love. Now, after it said the 212 hitmaker took to social media, dragged Diddy, demanding he give his former bad boy artists their masters. Now, after chiming in on the beef unfolding between Joe Budden and Drake, yeah, she definitely went on to him too. She went in on Drake, not Joe Budden. Earlier this month, she's now sharing her 2 cents on Sean Combs, who the 212 hitmaker clearly doesn't have a very high opinion of. She said, can we also stop pretending like Diddy has done anything for hip-hop or black people? Banks wrote on her Instagram story this week, according to her, his only contributions include stealing, getting high, alcoholism, and even coercing artists into compromising sexual encounters to blackmail them. It's kind of what I said about Mace, allegedly. Now, as her rant continued, the Harlem native also called Combs out for stealing his ex Cassie from Ryan Leslie, only to do absolutely nothing with her for over a decade. Banks added, I don't think Diddy understands that Ciroc isn't considered a luxury brand, because I truly don't think he knows just how uncouth and ghetto he himself is. At this point is when she decided to drag Young Miami into the chat. Think about it. It took 25 years of stealing, doing drugs, and getting high, doing drugs and getting drunk, to just now having cracked a $1 billion net worth. What's he got to show for it? Carisha? That's what she said. LMAO, Lord Anuka, like Diddy, doesn't get to make the lives of so many black artists miserable and hide under a veneer of being charitable. She wrote on another slide. It seems Banks' goal is lashing out at the Bad Boy founder is to encourage him to give masters back to his former artists. How about you get your non-musical grubby hands off of everything musical and please exit the black politic conversation stage left. Okay, so, girl, you know, as we always got so much time in regards of going scorched earth on people, but girl, what, you know, it would be so nice if you actually took that energy and put it into your music. On the other hand, the shit she said ain't like that ain't stuff we've been saying over the years. See, we are hip to the bullshit that Diddy was doing throughout his career and those shenanigans and all the craziness the stunts he was pulling. Putting his kids' names on production so that way he could pass down that generational wealth. So that's the slick shit he was doing. So I don't understand like why. I mean, I understand why Azealia is saying what she's saying, and I agree. She should give those masters back. And it's like, everyone's like, oh well, they can figure out what they're gonna be doing with the whole situation, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, but anybody who is licensing those songs from Big Boy? When they're full of samples of other people's shit. Like, I don't think they really work, and you didn't squeeze all the juice out the lemon at this point. So, a lot of the stuff that she basically said, and who cares? We got $1 billion, and quiet as a skip. I don't drink Ciroc. I don't. I don't even like, I don't think I've even tried Ciroc. I've never looked at that as like some high luxury liquor. You know, one of the things that I do, you know, my thing for me, my go-to liquor is whiskey. I've always been a whiskey guy. I've never been, I know people look at me like I'm crazy, like, ew, you drink with gas? I do. With some ice. Sometimes I drink it with none. Like honey, the honey flavored whiskey, bitch, that shit goes down like butter. I live for it. So I do love whiskey. I'll do a couple of tequila. I don't do tequila no more. That shit made me want to fight. I do like, and I don't think I do alcohol. I mean, not alcohol. What am I talking about? I sound like I'm drunk. I was like, I do like, I know Lindsay loves Casamigos. That's what got me into Casamigos, was Lindsay got me into that shit. So, and then I tried moonshine once. It wasn't as bad as everybody was trying to make it out to be. They were like, ooh, that's some crazy. But I went down south and got my ass a bottle of moonshine. But I'm not, why is it like we going, I was gonna say, why are we playing credits like we're going off? But yeah, but good luck to you, Miss Banks. And continuing to be messy. Diddy, child, they coming after your ass. Like, you should have laid low. That's what you should have did. I mean, in the words of Nate Dogg. Cause they are going in on you, honey. They are dragging him. Like 50 Cent's on his throat. Aubrey O'Day is on his throat. Then you got Azealia Banks is now on his throat. I'm just waiting for more people to come out. And that Mace been throwing little breadcrumbs out here and there. I heard he got a podcast. So, you know, I feel like he's going to start digging up the graves of a lot of Diddy secrets. Because I think he knows a lot more than he's letting on. But anyway, let's get into this Cardi B story. Now, unlike other female rappers who shall not be named, Cardi B says she doesn't expect the artist she works for to pick a side. Now, the comments stem from an interview Cardi gave to Tamara Dia, or is it Tamara Dia, on the Spout podcast last month amid coverage of Bongos, her second collaboration with Megan Thee Stallion, who I heard is independent, by the way. And she's producing her upcoming album and everything herself. Sidebar, I think that's a smart idea. I feel like Megan doesn't need a record label. I know her former label and those, they coming at her over some shit. But someone in a position like a Megan Thee Stallion, she is a hot commodity right now. All she got to do is press some albums, do a distribution deal, and make so much of that money back. Plus, she could do a joint tour with Cardi B. Megan said she don't really need a record label because these record labels, y'all be out here just doing all kinds of messy shit to people. We hear the horror stories, but anyway, so she said, I just sometimes do be afraid and everything because I'm the type of person that if I like you and I meet you and we do a song, I don't expect like you to pick a side or anything. And this is what she said after the host praised her for championing and collaborating with other women in the industry while many still are hell-bent on pitting them against each other. He says, I feel like you can work with whoever you want to work with because at the end of the day, this is a business and you got to look out for yourself always. That said, Cardi added she would prefer if artists she chooses to work with refrain from fake bitch behavior, saying just don't shit on me or do show me you're kind of like a fake bitch because that'd be breaking my heart. And you want to know, so this is why I think like a lot of people like her, because she's always kind of been that way. To me, I've always felt like Cardi is a girl's girl. She champions other artists. She's been the one that's put a lot of other female rappers on. There was, and I know the way about she shall not be named. We talking about Nicki Minaj because it's obvious that that's the one that they're talking about. Nicki has never been, in my opinion, a team player. She's never been a girl's girl. She's never been a one who champions other women. Like, but what about she worked with this one and this one and this one? She worked with them because they had issues with Cardi, or they felt like they had to come to Nicki to bend the knee in order for her to get for them to get a feature. We already saw like the begging a lot of those boys were doing just to get on that Super Freaky Girl remix, only for nobody to promote the shit. There was no music video, there was no real promotion behind it. The song came and went. So you had New Teeth, what's her name? The Candy cousin, who Candy Burrs went and bought her a house. Akbar V bought her, she up there biting and barking and all that other shit with her crap. And then you had the other girl from City Girls, who I heard they coming out with a new album, going in on the one that's hunching, the one with the diamond in his forehead. She went and said her little stuff. So there was always people out doing that. And that's how it feels as an artist. It's like, you know what? I like this person, regardless of the fact that, you shouldn't have people choose to, you either like me, you either rock with me, or you're going to go over there and I'm going to ruin your career. Like, I don't see no point in that because I truly believe in karma. And I feel like when you put evil stuff on people, that shit don't come back to you. So it's like, I'm just generally here trying to work with you and do music. And oh yeah, I did hear that Megan is in a new movie. Something about dicks is in the title. But anyway, so, I would expect, it's like, yeah, there should be a way that women work together. The problem is in this industry, y'all always want to see girls fight and nitpick and do all this, that, and the third. And I always find it funny that people still going in on, well, Cardi shouldn't have tried to fight Nicki at that event. I was like, wait a minute. First of all, when you from the hood, see, this is how y'all don't know hood etiquette or how the streets work. Because when I say it's on site, bitch, I don't care if it's at a Vogue event where Anna Wintour is in the building, or if it's like we passing in the hallway from just doing an interview with, Joe Budden or The Breakfast Club. If I see you, and that's my only time I'm gonna see your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass. So there's no this ain't the time and the place, because we can't be acting up in these white people saying, I don't give a fuck. If I see you, and that's the only time I see your ass, I'm gonna beat your ass right then and there. So that's how it works in the hood. I don't know if y'all know this, but now you know. But for the most part, I do agree with that. It's like, it would, in a perfect way, it would be great that, it's like, I work with this person and then we do whatever and then it's not a big deal. But y'all want to sit up out here and it's like, oh yeah, well, you begged me for a feature, yeah, let's do one, but then somebody heard about it and then offered a counter offer, and then now you want to go do a feature with that one, which is great. You can go and do a feature with that other boy, but then you're going to disrespect me and cuss me out for what? Because you're showing that it's playing up some sort of loyalty to that prior artist. Like, I don't get it. So to me, I agree with that. I'm not down with the fake shit. It's like, let's just be honest and keep it real. And I also just saw Cardi's Hot Ones episode. I finally got around to watching it. I posted on my social medias and stuff. But I actually sat down and watched. I watched that one and I watched the Doja Cat one. Cardi B was hilarious when she did that, the Hot Ones episode. But she likes hot stuff. Me, I don't know if I could ever do a show like Hot Ones. My stomach is so sensitive now when it comes to spicy stuff. Like, I would not want to put my insides to the test of that. So I don't think I would, if I was ever in their position, I would ever do a Hot Ones episode, because y'all probably have to admit me in the emergency room or something. But anyway, so Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Miss Lanithia Monique Leaks. And she's got a lawsuit that's going on that has to do with the rent of her swag boutique, which she no longer has. We also got some tea on Britney Spears. She's going after Justin Timberlake hard in her upcoming memoir. Maluma had got his crotch grabbed by a fan at a recent New York City concert. Caitlyn Jenner out here being the coon of the trans community. And we got some tea on Troye Sivan, and another Drag Race girl comes out as transgender. You know, they might as well just do an all trans season, child. But we'll talk about all of that when we come back with the second half of the Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Come on back now, you heard? My opinion and Carrie Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I when I always say this, like, I came out of the womb kind of singing and dancing. So, like, you know, ever since I was a little kid, I just remember being, you know, am I going off the screen here? I'm trying to find my
One point we met in person, and I mean, he seemed cool, all right, but at the same time, I felt, yeah, he was playing that same role that you kept seeing for decades of a black porn actor. He was this big guy who, you know, gym body and bald and dark skin. I mean, that's the mold that they seem to make of black males in gay porn, where when they're featured with white and light skin Latino porn actors.
That's gonna sort of like equate that, especially being in like my 40s. I need to catch up. You know, I need to like start putting some money away. I need to start thinking about things. And I wasn't going to do that going back to school and getting my master's degree in education for the New York City, you know, Department of Education. I wasn't going to, you know.
My opinion and Carrie Annie. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. my opinion and carry Nene. Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.
In Japanese, here's how to say please sit on my face in Japanese. 顔に座ってください。お願い。
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you don't
I mean,
keep your word, you create negative
yeah,
space.
because Jesus whispers in my ear the things he wants me to say, and I say it out loud.
Like Joan of Arc.
Not nigger.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
everything. You can just say, Jesus made me say it, and Jesus made me do it.
Yeah, because he did. And what WD-40? No, not WD-40. That's why I use on my wheelchair. WWJD. What would Jesus do?
Do you have T-shirts to say that?
I do.
I think you should have them, and with your picture on them.
You know what you're
I think they'd be a big seller.
WWTJD. What would Terry Joe do?
Who's Terry Joe?
Huh?
Who's Terry
Or you
Joe?
might say, who's Terry Joe?
Oh, should I not know? Should I know? Who's Terry Joe? Oh, you're Terry Joe. Oh my God.
You're literally speaking to her.
I'm sorry. I just know your stage name.
If I was 80 years old too, I would be forgetting people's names too.
Well, then you understand.
Yeah, that just makes
I wish you all the best. I really do.
Aw,
Okay,
look at
take a
those
at
shorts.
that. Thank you so much. Look at that hat. Look at that face, dude.
Come on, body. It's giving box.
I try, man. I try.
It's giving
I try.
box.
You want to see box? Look in the mirror, buddy. That's the only busted box I see. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the busted box of all?
Pull up your
Bye,
shirt,
buddy.
bitch. Pull up your
Good
shirt,
luck with
bitch.
everything, buddy.
Everything is given. The body, the face, the ass.
Well,
Bitch,
there's a
you
receipt,
box.
buddy. The only thing giving
You
a
box.
receipt.
Hashtag this gay. If not, then why you feel some type of way about people trying to go about their day? I just think it's kind of strange. Why you obsessed with other men and where they put their meat? That's a lot of dicks on the brain. If you were as disgusted by the notion as you sound, why you putting food you don't like on your plate? Ain't it make more sense to use some of your sense to ask yourself, why this topic causing me pain? And I don't want to hear about God, cause ain't he make them? Ain't he say to love your neighbor and you hate them? Y'all took one line of 66 books and said, yeah, this it. But spent your whole life trying to debate them. See, I don't really get it. They ain't trying to touch on you, right? Only reason they in the streets is cause of you, right? They ain't have to scream if the volume wasn't already up. But seeing rainbows really hurts you, right? Protect your kids, make them just like you, Mad at anything that they don't understand, cool.
Nene back on the show. A lot of people would say you guys are the show. You guys are brought so much funniness to it.
Well, I would just say check the ratings.
Yo, does size matter?
Yeah, I can't take a lot, man.
What?
What?
Can I see you deep throat this?
It's RuPaul.
Goodbye.
Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Child, y'all probably heard me coughing. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Child, I feel like Wendy Williams. Remember when she used to be coughing on the damn air? I hope I'm not getting a cold. I mean, earlier, I did walk out in the street. Welcome back to the show, y'all. I don't know if I just said that, but earlier I went outside because it was raining all day in New York. And I was hungry, so I was like, I don't think I have enough of my factor to stretch out until my next delivery until the year. So that's an endorsement deal with them, because that's my new diet thing, is that I'm just been eating a lot of the factor stuff while I've been working out and everything heavily. Like I've been in the gym 4 days a week, and then I'm going to eat smaller portions and healthier. So because food inflation, y'all out of damn control. But according to Joy Behar, yeah, I'm going to keep running that into the damn ground. Inflation is down. I don't know what paper she reading, but it ain't down, sis. But anyway, so I was hungry and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have enough to last for the week. So I was like, let me go get Domino's. So I had to go in the rain 2 blocks to my house to get Domino's. And I'm like trying to hold the box because I got the box and the box is weighing. So the umbrella trying not to get wet. And it was a whole mess. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, I've been coughing a lot today. So I'm hoping I'm not coming down with anything. But anyway, back to the show, chair. Hope y'all enjoyed the little commercials. I did cackle. It's funny. We all having a pizza day. Because production just had pizza too. But I got some leftover. I'm gonna eat it tomorrow. The rest, because I had I don't know. I wanted buffalo wings, and I think I ordered buffalo wings because I watched Hot Ones. That's why I think I got in the mood for some hot wings because of them. It wasn't really hot though. But I guess, I'm really doing them crazy ass households like they do with this. So I don't think they make it as hot, whatever. But anyway, so yeah. So I happen to have that, and that was my day. But yeah, but I think I got the chicken because I think I decided to get hot wings because of Hot Ones. When you be watching shows with food, all of a sudden they make you hungry for said food, and then you be on a mission, like you can't get out your head, so you have to eat it. That's me. And I can't let up until it happens. I'm very much like that when it comes to food. But anyway, let's get right into these topics, because we almost 2 hours into the show, and I don't want to be trying to do another 3 to 4 hour show again. Like, this is not the radio days. But anyway, so let's get into it. So Nene Leakes is accused of ignoring a lawsuit despite being served with the legal documents. Now, according to Radar Online, Leakes is accused of failing to show up to court and deal with the lawsuit despite being served with the paperwork. Now, according to court documents obtained by RadarOnline.com, the ex-Real Housewives of Atlanta star's former landlord has demanded a default judgment against Leakes. A company called MPG Sugarloaf sued Leakes over unpaid rent owed by her now closed swag boutique. In court documents, the landlord claimed Leakes signed a lease in 2017 and then extended it by a year in 2021. Leakes vacated the property in January 2022, but allegedly failed to pay the $22,900 owed in rent. The landlord said it notified Leakes multiple times, but she refused to cough up the dough. Leakes had multiple swag boutique locations, but they closed down following the pandemic. The reality star was served with the legal paperwork on August 16th outside her $1 million condo in Atlanta. The servant said they handed the document to Leakes personally. After the lawsuit was filed, Leakes told the Jasmine brand Greg signed the lease, not me. He ain't here. Leakes' husband Greg died on September 1st at the age of 66 after a long battle with cancer. In a newly filed documents, the landlord says that Leakes had failed to respond to a lawsuit by the deadline of September 18th. As a result, the company wants the company to grant a default judgment in the amount of $22,900.75 plus attorney fees of $2,315 and another $416 in court costs. The landlord also wants interest tacked onto the bill. Now, as Radar Online previously reported, on top of the lawsuit, Leakes' oldest son Bryson Bryant was recently arrested for possession. I don't know why I keep saying profession, but it was his profession because he had Fenty in his possession. The arrest went down on July 3rd and triggered a probation violation and a separate criminal case. Brian will be locked up until early 2024. So there's a lot going on with that. Then Nene got a lot on her plate. Number one, she had the drama with Andy and them, but she been talking about outdoors. And now I'm hoping, because she did the 2.5 hour interview with Bethany, that's the last time we'll hear about her lawsuit and her hating on Bravo and the rest of them and the mess that's going over there. Because now I'm starting to hear that Quad is mad because they brought on her ex-husband with his new girl, and that there were girls behind the scenes that work on the show that befriended them so they could create conflict with Quad on the new show. So these shows don't owe you anything. You know, the producers, you can never trust them. They all they care about is getting what they need to get to cause the conflict for us to watch the shenanigans and the drama on these reality shows. That's their main goal. They don't have loyalty to anybody. They don't care how big the star is. So Nene got her drama going on with Bravo and that whole situation. Then she had the Swag Boutique situation where people wasn't buying the clothes. They got affected by pandemic, and she had to close down her multiple locations. It happens. A lot of businesses have been closing because of what the damage done by the COVID pandemic. It's unfortunate. People still aren't going out shopping like they used to. Me being one of them. Now I cannot tell you, I'm literally becoming Amazon addict. Like, I literally am on Amazon, always ordering clothes. I just bought a new pair of Nikes off of Amazon. Air Force Ones. Like, I just bought, like, I stay shopping on Amazon. I have an addiction. I need to stop. But it's like, I want to be going to the stores and shop, but it's like my anxiety. I don't have the patience. I'd rather just look at the stuff online, do my online shopping while I'm supposed to be working, and just look at the stuff and be like, oh, that's cute. Oh, I like that. Or do the pants stretch? Because sometimes when you be wearing certain clothes, and you know, when you are a man of color, we have things called ass and thighs and hips, and I do a lot of leg workouts at the gym. So regular, schmegular, 34-inch, because that's like, I wear 34. I can't wear certain pants because it don't shape well around my body. So you know, when you are a person of color, we got to do stretch fabric, and the clothes be cute, especially on Amazon. I be buying that shit. Ain't no shame in my name. I mean, ain't no shame in my game. Just like some of y'all bitches stay on Shein and Fashion Nova, my ass be on Amazon buying clothes, buying sneakers, buying all kinds of stuff, and they be in good condition. So I totally understand the whole situation, like the pandemic causing a lot of issues and why people don't want to go out and go shopping at stores, because it's a lot for people to want to be in the stores and looking at stuff. And then, you know, so she's got a lot on her plate with all that, plus her son in jail and this, that, and the third. Like, that's got to be a lot. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. Nene, you better figure out a way to pay that coin, but I know it's got to be hard for her because she's got that, that Lenithia Lounge or whatever. I don't know how well that's doing. I've been hearing conflicting reports about how that place is doing. She doesn't have a whole lot of income coming in. Like, she's not really doing reality shows like she used to. She says that she's been blackballed, so she can't really do a lot of those type of shows. But you know, they had a whole this whole and then I'm hearing this story about like how Nene Leakes is revealing after the death of her husband Greg, she thinks about settling for an open marriage just to have a partner. And it's like, ma'am, first of all, I can't see you just settling just because she has she relaunched her Pillow Talk with Nene series on YouTube. And she was talking about that. She was talking about like she's always been and she mentioned that on the episode of when she was on with Bethany. She said, I'm a relationship girl. Like, I've always been in relationships. And she said, maybe I should just marry whether I'm 100% happy with the person or not. Maybe I should marry just so that I have a partner for life. Maybe we will have an agreement that this person would be there for me and I would be there for them during hard times or medical times. And she said, no, I don't feel like this should be if you can't beat them, join them. Yeah, I've watched her Pillow Talk productions. Like, oh, I love Pillow Talk. And I'm like, I watched the things. I watched her recent one where she was talking about, oh my God, I forgot what she was talking about. I think she was talking about, she was talking about the Bethany interview. That's what she was talking about. And I watched that. That was a cute one. And she had no makeup on. I like when people are just willing to be open and vulnerable. And I was like, why don't she do that? She could do the Pillow Talk with Nene. She could do a podcast. Oh, I've been blackballed for doing a podcast. Girl, you could do a podcast. Trust and believe. Andy Cohen don't own podcasts. Or the people at Bravo don't own podcasts. You could hire some people to set up a space in your apartment, your condo, attach some mics to a table, get you a laptop, get you somebody that could just put all the audio equipment and shit all up on there that you need. All you need is one producer, like me. I got my ring lights, I got my mic. I say this every damn time. I got a camera, a 4K camera I just bought. I'm considering getting a whole new mic. I'm always upgrading and adding to the stuff. One day I need to just take a camera and do like some behind the scenes and like show you my whole setup. Like, it doesn't cost much to put together a production, and you could do a whole show and just let that personality be what it is, be yourself, and then just come up, but you have to work out a theme, you can do all these other things, and you can create a show. You don't need these network like that bullshit Wendy Williams. Oh, we're gonna shop it around to all these. Ma'am, doing a podcast is not doing the same as like getting a talk show with Deborah Mercury. Like, you could literally just get it up there, post it on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever shit is sold. Like when I had the Chris Avalon show, I was all over the social media platform. I mean, all over the radio platform. I had it was on iHeart, it was on Apple Music, it was on it was on all the platforms. I can't think of all of them right now, but it was on all the platforms. There was many. And that was through all digital radio. And so you don't need, and then look, the show does well, the sponsors will come along, and with your name being what it is, you have a support system, a lot of fans. You can definitely pick up some sponsors. That's what I'm trying to get. But yeah, so but as far as like the relationship stuff, I don't feel like she's the type of girl that's just gonna settle and be in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship. First of all, you won't be happy with that. Don't settle for nobody. Look, I'd rather go the Whoopi Goldberg approach than do the Jada Pinkett approach, which is, oh, y'all sat up here and faked this whole situation. Y'all was in a whole marriage together, but now you miserable 20 some odd years later talking about, I ain't want to marry him. We ain't been together in 7 years. I was surprised when he said, like, we don't want to hear none of that. I'd rather somebody be upfront, honest, like Whoopi Goldberg was, where she's like, you know what? I've been married 3 times. I realized it wasn't for me. Quiet as it's kept. I don't want these men in my damn house. I don't want all of that extra baggage, whatever. If I need to get off, I got ways. I got toys. I got this and another. If I want a man to come over and fuck me, he could definitely do that, and then you go about your way. But there's that insecurity or that need that I feel like some people, like, I separate myself from that and I need to be in a relationship like a Jennifer Lopez. That bitch can't last 5 minutes without a dick between her damn legs or a man in her bed next to her. So I don't understand people that consistent need of, you have to be in a relationship, you have to have companionship, and I'm just going to accept whatever just so that way I can say I got some man sleeping next to me at night, but y'all both miserable. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather be alone with my dildo, even though I don't have it. But if I was a woman, or men dildos too. But it's like, but I don't stick that in my butt. But if y'all do the whole dildo situation, like, they got sex toys. You hit up Candy, get you some toys. Even though she did say on the episode of Real Housewives, I don't want no dildo. I don't want no sex. I don't want to play with none of that. She did say that back in the day when she was on the Real Housewives. So she don't mess with that. She don't like the dildo. She don't like none of that. But still, don't settle. Because I don't see like that being Nene's personality. That's all. So good luck, Nene. I'm sure you will find you a good man, Savannah. A good man. I'm sure you will find you one. As that's from Waiting to Exhale. J-Lo. Now, how do I get in it? Yeah, that's very much a Nene. All right, so let's move on and talk about Britney Spears. Who, we got that memoir coming out. Speaking of which, sidebar, before we get to this thing about Justin, so there was a story that came out about the Audible, and I know the Audible is coming out around the same time as the book. And there was a secret celebrity that she had alluded to, because, she was in New York this week, and she was recently, don't play. Victor, tell us more about the toys you... Shit, I wish I had some, but I don't know. I've never really been... Okay, I will admit this. In my 20s, I did play around with those sex toys and this, that, and the third, but then I realized I don't like anal on me. I'd rather hunch than be hunched. As I learned in my older years. First of all, it takes too much work to clean out and all the other mess. But anyway, getting back to, I'd rather y'all do it. So, getting back to the whole Britney thing, there was a story that came out about she was hiring a secret celebrity to do the Audible, the voiceover and stuff, because there were parts of the book that she deemed too painful for her to read. And there was an issue that I think people had with it, but I was like, you know what, that's great. I would not want, because this reminds me of that episode in season 2 of It Just Like That, where Carrie Bradshaw was reading the audio version of her book, and they kept badgering her to read the part about Big and that whole situation, and she could not get through it, and she lied and said she had COVID and all that other stuff so that way she would do it. Then she finally came around to do it, and I was like, why didn't they just kind of pull the same thing? I think that's probably where Britney got that idea, but because I think she is a Sex and the City fan. But she was like, it was just too painful for her, and I feel like if it's painful for the person, you should not force them to have to read an aspect of their life that they still haven't like cathartically pushed through. But it could be also that Carrie is an older woman. But then I can't say we could blame it on age, because some people just never get over those things. It's just too painful. So I'd rather them just hire a big A-list actor, which she did, and it's multiple Academy Award nominee Michelle Williams, not from Destiny's Child, and I did say Academy Award. So the actress, back in the day when she was in Halloween H2O, she was on Dawson's Creek. Academy Award actress, mom to Matilda and ex to the late great Heath Ledger. So she's gonna be I said that narrator is white Michelle Williams. Yes, that is who it is. And as you posted that, that's what I was getting to. So Michelle Williams is going to be doing the voiceover. I think that's great. I'm definitely going to listen to the book. I don't know. I still haven't decided, do I want to read it or do I want to listen to it? But I feel like I should do kind of like I'm going to go back and do audibles again, because there's a lot of books I want to listen to, and that'll probably be one of them. But anyway, so they're talking about there's going to be a section in the book, because I remember somebody posting on social media that, Justin dodged the bullet by not getting a book. So I said, well, he's going to get that stray when that book come out in 2 weeks, because word on the street is Britney is going in hard on his sexy back ass. So according to the New York Daily News, with this story, noting that while it's not Britney's intention to skewer anyone, a source told Us Weekly that the book does relay the facts from her perspective, while another source says Spears goes after Timberlake hard. Spears and the NSYNC breakout first met after getting cast on the Mickey Mouse Club in 1993, and later dated from 1999 to 2002 after they both hit it big. As depicted in the Framing Britney Spears doc, he and their relationship are perceived by some as having had a negative effect on Spears, for which Timberlake said in 2021 he was deeply sorry. Fans are expected to read all about what went down between the former couple, as well as Spears' ongoing struggles with her family and lengthy conservatorship terminated in late 2021. Whether or not anyone from the current year will be included in the book is yet to be seen, but it's certainly been a tumultuous one for Spears. Now in August, her third husband, Sam Asghari, filed for divorce after 14 months of marriage, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So, and then she had the relationship with the housekeeper and ex-con Paul Richard Solis, but they quickly split, I guess, when that tea got out. And then it was a lot of stuff. Then this week she was in New York and she was spotted hanging out at a sushi spot late at night with J Balvin and Maluma. Maluma is who we're gonna be talking about coming up soon as well. I think in the next segment, actually. But anyway, so she was hanging out with them in New York. I guess they ran into each other. His people called her people to come over and hang out with them. And then they took a big picture online and showed up, I believe, in J Balvin's Instagram stories. And Maluma has been he's been doing shows in New York, like he's on tour. Because I know a lot of people was like, is he going to show up at Madonna's tour or whatever? I was like, no, because Maluma's on tour himself. So I like the idea of Michelle Williams. Now, the whole thing with Justin, it'll be interesting how much you're gonna spill, because remember, the legendary drama that went down with them was that, okay, so Justin, I guess, implied that Britney cheated on him with Wade Robson. And Wade Robson's out here claiming Michael Jackson touched him in his between me down there. So he's had that accusation still ongoing, even though the man been dead for over a decade. So I don't know how we're gonna get into justice if the man did what he did. Like, he can't defend himself. The man is 6 feet under. Or is he cremated? I don't remember how he died, but allegedly. Thank you. So, you had the whole thing with that. So, Justin implied, and then, remember the Crimea River video where he basically implied, I guess, that Britney cheated on him. And then there was a story that came out that she and Wade did date at one point. You know, he was her choreographer. He did I'm a Slave for You, that iconic choreography, and many others. I'm trying to remember if he actually did anything with NSYNC. I'm not sure, because I believe that Darren Henson was their choreographer. You know, Darren Henson was on that show Soul Food, so he was their choreographer. So, you know, there's a lot of drama going on there. But I'll say all this to say I'm definitely curious to read the book to find out the tea that's going on. She did irritate me with that whole, you know, that knife where she was voguing with the knives. Like, I couldn't with her with that. But for the most part, I am curious, and I can't deny that I'm not curious, that I want to read this book and know the tea that's inside. I don't want the cliff notes like what we got from Jada. Like, Jada, I ain't buying that book. That lady irritated me to the point where I could care less how her book does. But guess what? From what I heard, you only have to sell close to 700 copies to even be considered a bestseller, which I find hilarious. How is that considered a bestseller? But I guess when it comes to book sales, any will do. They need those bestseller titles, whatever the case, just to give some kind of sort of credence or relevancy to the whole book world. You producer said he wanted to read Britney and Jamie Lynn's book. I didn't even know Jamie Lynn had a book. And oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to think about too with Will's memoir. He didn't mention anything about separations and stuff. How did Jada get to tell all this tea, but Will doesn't reveal that part of his stuff? Would have been that if he revealed it, y'all would have looked at him crazy. Like, it's okay for her to reveal that, but not him. I don't know. And how that affected the whole family. You know, that whole family is a damn mess. But I'm done talking about Will and Jada. Let's move on and talk about Maluma. I know somebody brought up earlier, they were talking about, because I was talking about Bad Bunny's new album, right? And he released a new album on Friday, the same day as Troye Sivan. And then it was talking about, how his because I said the album's fine. Oh, y'all just wanna hunch him. It's okay. One of my friends said that. Dijon. Yeah, I'm putting your name out there, girl. He was like, you just say that because I want to sleep with him. And I said, first of all, I don't be looking at Bad Bunny like that. Like, I like Bad Bunny at first, but now I feel like his cachet is starting to go downhill ever since he started getting with Kendall Jenner. Like, I'm there like, well, he don't need the attention and the other. He's still successful. Yeah, he's successful in the Latin market. He is like one of the biggest stars in Latin America right now, in the whole Latin music community. Like, he is a huge, big time celebrity, but he's not that big of a star in America. Yeah, in certain areas he can go with the Latin market. Yes, the Latin community is starting to overtake the demographics in America, starting to outweigh the white people getting nervous. That's why y'all coming up with all this bullshit, because the Latin community is starting to, out populate y'all. Excuse me, overpopulate. So he's good in that market, but he's not being talked about in our media. Yeah, whenever he's got a Grammy nomination or he appears on The View or one of those other places, he gets to have those moments. But he's not being talked about in our media. So a lot of times, if he's like attached to a Kar-Jenner, that'll get people talking. Roro says Bad Bunny lost me when he threw that girl phone in the water. Then I saw a picture of him earlier. He out here looking like the Puerto Rican Kanye. So, well, no, I just feel like I liked him at first, but now I'm saying he's not it for me. Now Maluma, bitch, he could sit on my face, child. So let's talk about him. I still haven't seen Cassandra yet, because Victor is like, I like Bad Bunny in the new Amazon movie. I have not seen that. And I also need to watch The Fall of the House of Usher, because I hear that show is real gay. So I haven't gotten around to watching that on Netflix. But I've not gotten around to seeing Cassandra yet. And I've seen it's there on Amazon and Prime. And I definitely need to get around to that. But anyway, let's talk about my Colombian husband, Maluma. So the La Formula musician Maluma is one of the most lusted after men in Latin music. Who you telling? He's on the road for his Don Juan World Tour, and admirers are working overtime to grab his eye. But ain't the only thing they grabbing, because some woman decided to grab his meats and potatoes while he was performing at Madison Square Garden on October 6th. So they said during while he was performing, he was greeting attendees before taking the stage. One woman attempted to grab his private parts. He immediately physically and verbally shut down the fans' advances while venue security stepped in. Once a clip of the incident gained traction across social media, people jumped to Maluma's defense. "That's weird and unruly," he responded in the best way one can possibly behave. "That's disgusting," chimed another. "This ain't cute or funny," penned one. "Y'all be forgetting that celebrities are real people too sometimes." So they went on and on and on and on and on and on and said how that he reacted well, that people are way too comfortable assaulting celebrities and this, that, and the third. And if y'all haven't seen the clip, excuse me, we definitely have a clip where y'all can see for yourselves. The clip. Yeah, you saw security was like, they was like swatting them hands where it's you're not gonna do that. He had that hair braided up, looking all pretty and shit. And you saw his face, he was like shaking his head. It's like, y'all crazy. First of all, y'all be out here throwing phones and shit at people. First of all, you throw your phone at me, you ain't getting that shit back. I'm telling you, take it backstage and shred it. And figure out how you don't get a new one. Because clearly you didn't care enough about the phone if you decided to throw the shit at me. So you don't want the phone. You can go to the store and spend $1,000 to get you a whole new iPhone. Then y'all be out here grabbing people meat and potatoes. It's like, girl, I understand you want to see how big it is down there. And child, I've heard the stories about Maluma, and I'm not going to say that one here because, child, I'm not going to get sued about how he gets down with the get down. That's none of my business, and that's not what this show is about. Unless I need to spill the tea and you out here being messy. But for the most part, it's like, come on, we need to, y'all seriously need to have respect for a lot of the artists that y'all want to see perform. All they want to do is get up there and give you a show. They put so much into what they do. A lot of blood, a lot of sweat, a lot of hard work. They should not have to be coming on to no show having to worry about they junk being grabbed, them being assaulted, somebody trying to kill them, somebody throwing a phone at them, doing all kinds of craziness. So can y'all keep y'all hands and y'all property and bottles and phones and things of that nature to y'all? So look at how pretty this man is. Look at that. All that man right there. Let me stop being a hoe. But yes, look, when you that pretty, child, what can you do? So shout out to Maluma, your fine self. And let's move on and go from somebody who's fine to someone who's a pain in my ass and works my root canal nerve and ain't so fine. And let's talk about Caitlyn Jenner, child. So, the polarizing media personality and failed Republican gubernatorial candidate made the... I was going to say, are we going to take that picture down? Okay. Made the incendiary... Let's try it again. So let's talk about Caitlyn Jenner. So now the clueless heifer is once again talking about, talking out of her ass because she wholeheartedly believes that her critics dislike her because she's white and works for a living. So shout out to LGBTQ Nation for this story. The polarizing media personality and failed Republican gubernatorial or is a gubernatorial candidate, made the incendiary claim in a new interview with UK paper The Evening Standard while promoting a new docuseries called House of Kardashian. Celebrity correspondent Tina Campbell asked Jenner about a critic from the trans community featured in the series, saying, "First of all, I have met so many wonderful trans people and just do wonderful things, and they're great people," Jenner replied, "but there is a portion because of social media that's a very small portion that has a very loud voice, and I certainly have seen that." Jenner, who is a Republican, has been criticized by advocates for transgender rights for her vocal opposition of trans women and girls competing in women's and girls' sports. Now, earlier this year, the former Olympic gold medal winner launched Fairness First, a political action committee that aims to fight the radical gender ideology, but put parental rights at the forefront of education and keep boys out of women's sports. I've had trans people picket events that I'm at, stuff like that, and be very mean on social media, she told Campbell. They don't like me because I'm white. I have a job. I actually work for a living. I've been successful. And these people who are criticizing you aren't? So she also suggested that Campbell suggested the trans community may have expected Jenner to be a messiah when she came out in 2015. The former Olympian explained that before coming out as trans, she thought maybe it's time to take care of myself right now, and maybe in doing that, I can make a difference. I certainly did feel that when I first came out, she continued. I started a foundation. I gave away millions, 2.5 million to trans organizations, she said, referring to the now defunct Caitlyn Jenner Foundation. And honestly, I got so much hate for that. I don't want to be a trans activist. That's not what I do. I want to be a trans example. Girl, get off my line with this bullshit. So now, first of all, I need to address certain things in this whole situation. So she said that she had met so many trans people who have said wonderful things about her. That's great. But there's a portion because of social media that's a very small portion, that's a very loud voice. Now, maybe those loud voices are people who feel that you do not align with their beliefs, and they feel like a lot of the things that you say have been harmful and dangerous to the community. You don't do things to uplift the trans community. You do things that comes across as harmful and dangerous. When you out here saying that, oh, well, these people don't belong in sports, or these people don't belong in this, it's easy for you to hide behind your glass house in Calabasas or wherever the fuck you live and not have to deal with the repercussions of a lot of what these politicians are doing, which is a lot of things. They're cracking down on a lot of things that is going to be pertaining to the trans community, which would be passing laws banning gender-affirming care for young people, restricting which bathrooms or other public facilities that they can use, passing vaguely worded anti-drag laws that critics say could be interpreted as outlawing transness, because there are trans women who also perform as drag queens, not just cis men who dress up in women's clothes and tuck their dick behind in between but down there. So there's a lot more that goes to that. And then generally making it harder and more dangerous for trans people to exist openly in society. We've been hearing stories about how there are biological cisgendered women who are being assaulted. There was a woman, I guess, that they said that she was in a market and the guy behind the stand beat her ass and dragged her outside, and she was a woman because he thought she was trans and she wasn't. There are women who, I guess, have features that a lot of y'all think are trans, that they aren't trans women, that are getting just as assaulted as trans people in the community. So I think a lot of people need to educate themselves more and know what's going on before they run off and start just doing all kinds of craziness. And when you have these politicians who are just doing all these things, and you have her, this pick-me of the trans community, who is co-signing this foolishness and thinking, oh, well, they're going against me. They're a hater because I have a job and I make money and I'm successful. Bitch, at what? Like, first of all, it took you how long to realize you wanted to have you want to be a fucking other gender? Like, it took you all them years. You didn't even first of all, you didn't even tell Chris that you even wanted to be a woman. You dabbled in it back in the day and made it like it was some sort of phase. And then all of a sudden, she had to find out from producers of the show that all of a sudden you want to change your whole damn gender. You ain't get no empathy for that. I can understand your struggles and this and the other, but you don't give people genuine reasons to like you. You really don't. Like, you do some shit and then it's just like, she's absolutely clueless. And then when you had this organization that you created, you aim to fight the radical gender ideology, put parental rights at the forefront of education, and keep boys out of women's sports. So you're basically saying because you didn't get to transition or whatever when it came to you being in sports, because that's when you come from the world of being an athlete. So you had to play as a boy because those things that are afforded to people now were not afforded to you back in the day. So now because you didn't have it, you don't want anybody else to have it. But now that you got some shit, you don't want other people to have it. So it always plays into like, you're not trying to move the community forward, and you're trying to uplift. You're trying to keep people from having those things, which is what Republicans are good at. The only kind of math they're good at is subtraction. They're not good at math. They're good at taking shit from people and telling you what you can't have and taking things away. That's what y'all good at. Y'all good at subtracting shit. So she could eat the shit out of my ass with all this stupidness that she's saying. And then it is perfectly okay, in my opinion, as a person in the LGBTQ community, that it's time for you to take care of yourself, and you need to make a difference by being the example. People want you to be the change you want to see in the world. And unfortunately, when you are a minority in a community and a celebrity, a lot of times you don't want to be that person that has to, what's the word? Be the spokesperson, whatever. And I feel like the word Messiah, girl, calm down with that. Because nobody expected a Caitlyn Jenner to be a Messiah. We don't even look at the Hope Giselles, the T.S. Madisons, the Angelica Rosses, the Dominique Ross, the Angelica Ross, Dominique Ross. I had to think of her last name. I'm like, yeah, they both last name is Ross. And all the other trans women, the Trace Lyssettes, we don't look at all of them to be messiahs, or the Laverne Cox. We don't look at y'all being a messiah. We look at that, at least if you're going to have a public platform, you have a public responsibility to not be out here pushing propaganda and bullshit. And like production says, she's a self-hating, anti-trans political operative hack. Yes, she is. She's all those fucking things. Bitch, you ain't no different than a fucking George Santos or a Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what you give me. You're a trans extremist who is dangerous to the community. And we don't need the likes of you. Just like we don't take, you are to the trans community what Candace Owens is to niggas. That's basically what it is. We don't want your ass over here. We don't want you being a part of it. Because all skin folk and kinfolk and all people in our community don't represent us. And you are definitely not a representation of that. So you can take your Bigfoot ass and you stay over in Calabasas and you do what the fuck you do and you stay out of that. Well, yeah, but see, here's the thing. At one point, her name was Dominique Ross, but thank you for putting Dominique Jasmine, because I've known her. First of all, I've known Dominique as Tyra Allure for eons before, everybody knew who she was with this whole thing, but I get it. It's like she's had so many different name changes. But, Caitlyn, go somewhere, child. Like, I don't feel sorry for you. You trying to come out here and, I guess, make yourself this martyr or whatever the case is. Girl, we don't feel sorry. You are using your white male privilege and trying to play it off into this whole situation. And this ain't got nothing to do with misgendering. And she's, to me, if you're a trans person, you need to move like a trans woman, not like still using your white male privilege to try to get away with it. So you still, in my opinion, got that mindset. You want to be trans, but you also want to reap the benefits of what white men get away with. It's like, no, you're a white woman now. Now you're going to be treated like a woman. You want to be a white woman? Because if people jealous of your ass, whatever, you're going to be treated like the white woman that you want to be. So you don't get to jump back. You don't get to play gender hopscotch with trying to benefit over there what the white men get because you identify as Republican. So it's like the mindset is the same, but the gender is different because you still giving me a lot of that shit that how you used to be. So I don't particularly care for Caitlyn. I feel like who do I think is the worst, the most vile? Like her and Chris definitely deserved each other because y'all both vile human beings, but in their own little way. And she ain't nothing but a damn pick me anyway. And like I said before, so you continue to align yourself with this bullshit. When the Fox News people and the conservatives and stuff is finished using you and they discard you to the side like they did with Stacey Dash and all them other ones, don't come crying to us because we are not going to take you in. And if Glad and any of y'all, y'all take her ass back, y'all gonna get cussed out. Because it's like, y'all can't just be accepting any old crumb just because y'all want fucking donation. Okay, so let's lighten up a little bit because I'm tired of talking about that hoe. And let's talk about Troye Sivan, honey, who just dropped his new album yesterday, Friday, called Something to Give Each Other. And I have to say, I enjoyed the record. The record was really good. It gave me all the feels. Like, it just felt like this big organic, you know, it was a definite vibe. I like, you know, the up-tempo songs and stuff. But the latest one that he came out with that I saw that I was like, ooh, I love this song. The video, oh my God, what is the name of that song? One of Your Girls, where he had Ross Lynch up in there, and basically he was dressed in drag and he's giving a lap dance up in the video and stuff. He was giving me Taylor Swift with the look. He makes a pretty girl in drag, but I definitely I like that song. But I didn't know that was the next single because I was listening to the album early on Friday, and then when I got to work or whatever the case was, I was like, I saw like the people, the gay memes was already 9 o'clock in the morning. The gay memes already, man. I was like, you heifers work quick. So then I saw the video. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this video. I said, oh wait, I forgot he was dropping a video today. So when I watched the video, and the video was cute. So the song. So there's a lot of good bops on the record. If y'all get a chance, definitely check it out. You know, I support my LGBTQ artists. And sidebar, I also heard that Billy Porter finally releasing Black Mona Lisa in November. So it's about damn time we finally got a release date. November 17th is when that new album comes out. But anyway, this is about Troye. So, you know, he's basically criticizing or addressing his critics who have been talking about his body. Because, you know, he had the drama, you know, where he went through with the Rush video that came out over the summer. He was criticized for not featuring a variety of body types in the Rush music video, personally speaking. I'm going to say this. I saw nothing wrong with the video because it was his vision. And I remember I was watching an interview that he just did with Zane Lowe. I had on my queue a couple of weeks ago, but I finally got around to watching it today. And he was talking about how when he did the video, everything that he felt, he said it needed to be organic and needed to be authentic and that sort of thing. So when he shot the video, he went to Germany and he just started getting into his whole club phase or whatever the case was. And he went to Germany and they shot the video and he started running to all these people and just wanted to catch that moment. And people were getting mad at him because like, oh, you don't have all these different body types. And where were the non-binary people? I'm like, first of all, when you walk down the street and you see a person that identifies as, until they tell you that they're non-binary. Can you tell a non-binary person from directly looking at them just walking down the street? No, you cannot. Because there have been many people that I've encountered in my life that look like a he to me, and they talk about, no, I go by they, them pronouns. So you cannot necessarily tell on screen what a non-binary person looks like until they verbally tell you. So I didn't understand the argument that people were getting mad over the fact, oh, well, he didn't have this body and that body. But then he came out with the Got Me Started video, and it looked like a one big ass Benetton ad in Japan. And I'm sitting there like, so now this video looks like, because y'all started bitching because he didn't check every fucking box, like y'all want to do with every minority performer, y'all get mad when y'all don't see 8,000 different you know, representations of a community in a video. If y'all do the shit in movies, you do it in music, you're doing it in any other people. It's like, stop telling people how to do their art. Let them project their art as they see fit. You're not gonna be able to fit everything in a 2.5-minute music video. And quiet as it's kept, I'm sure y'all have gone to many clubs, or I have, I'll speak for me. I don't expect to see every aspect of the rainbow at a club. Now, maybe back in the day before my time, they was doing that at discos, you know, when during the disco era, when you had the gays, the straights, the bisexuals, transsexuals, we're here. You know, you had the gays, the straights, the bisexuals, the transsexuals, you had the straight, you know, you had, all the Puerto Ricans, everybody was in one big place, partying under one roof. They had those back in the day. But now everything is so separated and segregated, and people have their own little things that hit certain themes. You got your bear party, you got your hipster party, you got your young people party, you got your under 21. Well, I don't think they have under 21 anymore. They used to have under 21 way back in the day in New York. But, you know, there's been so many things that have been incorporated in things, and I don't think like y'all should put all that on one artist. Let artists make their art. But I guess because they look at this little skinny white boy from South Africa who resonates now in Australia, they expect, oh, well, they should put all that on this child. I mean, not child, he's damn near 30. But they put all that in. And he said, I definitely hit the critique. This is what he told Billboard following Rush's music video release. To be honest, it wasn't a thought that we had. We obviously weren't saying we want to have one specific type of person in the video. We just made the video and there wasn't a ton of thought put behind it. But you also need to think about that a lot of the record, you have to think about record labels too. Record labels aren't really putting a lot of money behind certain artists. Now, if it's Beyonce or if it's Taylor Swift, they back up the Brinks truck for their artists because they know they're going to recoup their money back. When you look at like a lower level artist, like say, for example, a Troye Sivan or maybe a Billy Porter, or maybe Billy Porter might even push for that because he's a queen of a certain age and he could demand more because of his status in the industry. But when it's a lower level artist, like I say, if it's like a Troye Sivan or even an Ava Max or a Kim Petras or whatever the case is, or Sam Smith, they're not gonna give them all what they want to get. So it is what it is. But Roa says, reminds me of that Dreamgirls lyric, "A star is a slave." Yes, if you're attached to a label, you are. If you're independent, you can do whatever the hell you want. So yeah, they were talking about the whole, here's this quote, because this is what we were talking about, the whole body thing that he was talking about. He said, there was this article yesterday and they were talking about the lack of body diversity, and in the same sentence, that person said, "Eat something, you stupid twinks." That really bummed me out to read that because I've had my own insecurities with my body image. I think that everybody's body is as beautiful as it is, including my own, and it just sucks to see people talking about other people's bodies. Now, in a recent post via his Instagram story on October 6th, he addressed comments he's received about the way he looks, saying, "I like my body and I think that makes some people uncomfortable," wrote Sivan. "Don't ask me about this in interviews. I don't want to talk about it unless I want to talk about it, which I think is fair. TY," which is thank you. Love yous. Now, basically what they were describing with the album is a celebration of sex, dance, sweat, community, queerness, love, and friendship. And I kind of got all that stuff for the video. But you know what? Let people live. People criticize him for his body, but it's like, oh, Sam Smith's too fat. Troye Sivan's too skinny. There's never any kind of like it's never any in-between or a common ground that y'all can give people the grace that they need to be who they need to be. And it's just like, let people live. Mind your business. Let him do what he do. I don't know. Somebody said he has some type of disease where he can't gain weight. I forget what the name of it is. I don't remember what it is because I'll be sitting there trying to memorize all kinds of medical conditions and shit. But look, I thoroughly enjoyed the video. There was some black folks in the video. There was some white boys in the video. There was all different nationalities in the video. I live for the choreography. I wasn't expecting to see like, oh, make sure you gotta have a big girl in the video. Make sure you gotta have a big boy in the video. Make sure you gotta have this kid in the video and that kid, which we got in the Got Me Started video. So it's like, then it felt like it was like, oh, now he's cowering to the criticisms. So now I have to do this to shut these people up so they can stop criticizing my thing. Now it doesn't feel organic and authentic. And I'm all about artists and they're being authentic in whatever it is that they do. So let the boy live and support queer musicians. Look, there's a lot of great queer acts out here that I feel like, which is more my space. I know my friend DJ Baker, he promotes a lot of hip hop artists or whatever. And I love my queer hip hop, but I'm a pop queen. So I'm here for the Kim Petras. I'm here for the Sam Smith songs. I'm here for the Vincent. I live for Vincent. He's got a lot of good music that's come out. And then there's, Troye Sivan. I wasn't really into Troye Sivan's music earlier, but I like this era that he's been releasing. I like a lot of the singles. I love the album. I thought it was great promotion with the music videos. And they've been really going above and beyond with this album. So the pop, I love a good pop track and I love a synth, honey. So that's more my judge. Now let's get into our final topic, which we should give a huge congratulations to RuPaul's Drag Race and Dragula alum, and is also Taylor Swift doppelganger, J. Jolie. who is the latest in a long line of queens who has come out as transgender. Now, Jade rose to fame on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 5, where she finished in 8th place, and also appeared on the Boulay Brothers Dragula Season 4. In a simple one-line statement, she said, "Decided to choose myself and move forward with my transition." The announcement was met with swaths of support. One fan said, "So happy and proud of you." Another wrote, "Congratulations, girl. Welcome to the Trangels." I guess that's a new word. Trangels. Love you, SM Queen," a fan added. The Taylor Swift lookalike also appeared alongside her musical muse and LGBTQIA plus summer anthem "You Need to Calm Down" in the 2019 music video. Taylor, to further show support for the community and continuing her message of inclusivity, went on stage to accept her Video of the Year award alongside an entourage of drag queens, including Tatiana, Trinity the Tuck, and Akira Davenport, who all also appeared in the music video. The moment became an instant sensation when Grease legend John Travolta incorrectly went to present the award to Jade after mistakenly identifying her as the singer-songwriter. Celebrated for her honesty, Jade became a fan favorite during her time on Drag Race, making history as one of the first to be open about her time as a sex worker, something she has defended all through her career, saying, "As far as that goes, I'm never going to regret anything I had to do," Jade explained to Boy Culture in 2013. "I had to make life decisions when I was young to get by, to get where I am now." Absolutely. We should not be judging nobody for what they do. If you started out as a whole hoe before you became a successful drag queen, look, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to put food on the table. What we should be doing is going in on these goddamn corporations who don't want to give people a living wage, where they shouldn't have to resort to the world's oldest profession. So she said, "So I support everyone. You can come from somewhere like that and to be where I am now. So just don't ever give up on yourself and don't let anyone get you down." So I agree with that. And let's also not forget, Jay gave us the iconic back rolls when it came to Alyssa Edwards. So, she's had so many iconic moments. Like, she could read the house down. And on that season, that was like my favorite season. One of my favorite seasons when she was on with Alyssa Edwards and Coco Montrese and all those girls. That was an iconic season. And Roro says, "I hope Alex Newell drops a new album soon too." Yes, I need an album from them. Because they go by they, them pronouns too. It's like, but Alex Newell is busy doing Shucked on Broadway, which I want to see, but my Broadway friend was like, "Oh, it's not really a good show." But I'm like, I don't know. I still want to see it though, only because of Alex. But I'm a fan, and I definitely hope that Alex uses some of that Broadway coin and puts together like an album. And I feel like the album that's probably we have to get from Alex, because people are not gonna want to hear like no R&B, whatever. Oh, maybe you could do that. Throw the R&B tracks in there, some R&B pop tracks, but we want them sassy disco dance music tracks. But yeah, Jade Honey gave us the iconic back rolls, and the reads were legendary where she came from her show, so she definitely could read the house down. And I actually love the fact when she appeared on Dragula, the last season that came out, and I'm actually looking forward to the new season of Dragula when that comes out on Halloween, Tuesday the 31st. Although I did hear some controversy that one of the girls that's on the new season of Dragula was accused of sexual assault. I forgot which one though, because I posted it on my social media that one of the girls is under fire. I don't know. The Bouldays is going to address it, but it was on Reddit, and now it's coming out there. But look, Reddit can't be gospel, but like we've said many times on this show before, if someone comes out and says that they were SA'd, we should believe them. That's all. So on that note, we have come down to the wire, and we are at the end of our show. Once again, if you guys have not caught the recent episode that I did where I sat down with Daniel McGarrigle, speaking of SA, who accused Shangela of assault, definitely check that interview out. It is on my YouTube channel. I definitely have it posted up. I did post a clip on my TikTok. Daniel has posted it on his social media platform, so you could definitely see it there. I can't tag him in it on his Instagram. He actually has his Instagram blocked where people cannot send in messages, so probably because he was getting harassed and stuff. So but I posted on TikTok. We've been speaking ever since, we've been messaging each other back and forth since the show. So I have spoken to him on some things. So yeah, so definitely check the interview out because it was definitely a lot of was eye opening. And yes, during the show, because DJ Baker pointed this out on his show, and I totally forgot because I listened to a clip of it that he did on We Are You Radio. Someone else came out with some accusations against Chandler during the show, so it's out there. Definitely check it out. And Victor, thank you for the comments. He says great show, and yes, that's what I do. I try to bring y'all the tea and all that other good stuff. So yes, we're at the end. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week for a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, where I'll be bringing you the latest in celebrity news, hot topics, gossip, and maybe some political stuff if some celebrities, fall into it. Speaking of which, the celebrities been running their mouth about what's going on in the Middle East. A lot of y'all misinformed. Yeah, Justin Bieber, the Kardashians saying stuff. A lot of people out here saying some mess. The one that only made, in my opinion, made some real logical sense. Amanda Seales been out here saying some shit, and I'm like, y'all need to be following and listening to her because she's putting it out there. Even Claudia Jordan said something this week that I was like, I agree with her, and I hope it doesn't get her canceled because I'm hearing people losing their jobs and stuff over saying they stand with this one or that one. I'm like, how are you getting fired over having an opinion? Like, y'all getting on my nerves with this shit. This is why nobody don't say nothing. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. I'm gonna go on a rant and a tangent. I'm just gonna bid y'all adieu. I'm gonna say my goodbyes. Or as I usually say, until next time, ciao, darlings. Bye. It's baloney wash. Annoyed. Hey, bitch. I'm just here to give my opinion and carry in. It's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch.